Only you can set me free, 'cause I'm guilty. Guilty as I just can be. Come on, baby, can't you see? Yeah, that Citroen's booked in for 28th, Elliot. It's just back bumper. So, 28th, 9 AM, and 2 alloys on my Merc are scuffed. I want them done. So, that's booked on the Thursday. The 30th, is it? That's like 13 days yesterday, because it's Friday in it today. But I'm going to have a think about whether I'm going to have a different... I'm going to have a colour change on mine. I don't know whether to go for black instead of that graphite grey. Because if I'm having 2 done, for another 2 I could have a colour change, another colour change, couldn't I? Because I've already had 2 done off here already, haven't I? In space of 6 months, that's 4 wheels painted, isn't it? Jesus. Do you know what I mean? And I'm supposed to be careful. So, have a good break anyway, but yeah, I spoke to Jack. Alright mate, cheers. Then I've just finished Fort Day. Do you fancy going for a few cold ones, mate? Let me know and I'll just get on motorway now. Alright mate. Terry, do you want to come on channel? Let me know, mate. I'll get you on now, pal. Cheers. Let's get somebody on channel for a chat. In fact, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'll tell you who I'm going to chat to. $1.19. Are we up for an interview then? With you being a former British, Commonwealth, European and World Champion? We could smash it. What do you reckon, Clinton? Give me a ring. We'll have a chat. I don't want you going back on your word. But I hope you're alright, mate. You take care. I won't mind having Clinton on actually, but we'll see, won't we? We'll see. Dale Nicholls. Let's have a look. Supposed to be coming on. Dale. Let's give Dale a ring, see what he says. Are you ready, mate? You said today, Friday. Let me know, pal. So I'm going to be going to sink a few cold ones because it's red hot. I've just had all my car buffed up and everything, and 2 scratches on 2 of my alloys. I think I've got OCD. Unbelievable. I think you can get insurance, can't you, on alloys? You know, if you scratch them. But yeah, let me just let's have a look. Jazza Dickens, IBF European, that should be Josh Whale going for that belt.
Hello?
Hey. I've just, Nicholls just noticed that 2 of my wheels are scratched.
Alright.
What do you reckon? Should I get them done?
Which ones?
Front one, I knew back one was, but she just noticed one up front.
How about it?
Not bad, like, but I'm thinking about getting a colour change. What do you reckon, black or go back to silver?
If you're selling it, why?
Yeah, no, but I don't want to be driving around with scratches on it.
No, that's up to you.
But are you?
I'm just stood outside school waiting for kids.
Right, go on then in a bit.
So.
I don't know. I'm supposed to be going to look at the Sirocco, but it's red hot, isn't it? It's red hot, man. This weather is really for sitting outside a pub, getting your baldy napper like me. So you red, so it looks like a Swan Vesta. What do you reckon? But look at my old motor save showroom there. They've got some good cars in, but who wants a Jeep in summer? It's convertible weather, innit, this? And like a dick, I sold that red Audi A4 convertible I had. It was mint. Red as well, really good, flappy paddle and lot. Automatic but flappy paddle, but... And it's convertible weather now, innit? I had a red head last summer. But... I don't know what to do now. I'm not going anywhere with £3 though, am I? £3 to my name. Right, it's no good. I'm gonna have to go get some San Miguel down me. San Miguel. So, shout out to Raymond in Hartlepool. I'm coming to see you next week. I've got some on up your way. I'm gonna come and see you next week. And I'll take you for a pint. Why, I pet? Take you for a pint, lad. So, I think I'm gonna go local. Splash of the old Lacoste. Shout out Lacoste. Cotton candy. Oops, handbrake on. Yeah, okay then, Dale. Make it 3:20 if you can, mate. Alright, mate. 3:20. Ring me at 20 past. I'm all set up, raring to go. I'm gonna get Dale Nicholls on. I think till 3:20. I think, do you know what I'm gonna do? I'll put it in sport and let's cruise. What do you reckon? Should we just cruise? Looks like I'm going to have to drag this Sirocco out. But I like a bit of Alison Moye. Don't mind a bit of Alison. He's alright. Oh, there you go. That's all you're going to get, Russell. Stuck in traffic now.
We expect it here. You can hear that live on BBC already on the side. And we're underway.
So all in all, we're plodding on. think that today were a bit of an accomplishment, really, to be honest, because this is how I look at it. We've rung Sky up. We've said we're not happy with this fight, and you've seen how you've got to deal with a complaint, haven't you, with Sky? You've seen how you deal with complaints. You can't even complain about it. Do you know what I mean? It's 360 quid a year for me to join Sky. 360 quid on top of my BT. For what though? For Eddie Hearn to serve crap up like that? No, I'm not having it.
Rainbow Capitals, British Steel are very.
I'm not having it at all. But
city in the UK, Michaela Monsoon waived her rights to speak out.
That's what I forgot to do. Credit card, lost my credit card, haven't I? Oh, it's 5 days in it for an hour, isn't it? But also, I've got that many things going on in my head now. I'm always like this on Fridays. But Terry Harper's going to fight a girl, I forgot her name now, for IBO world title.
32 was killed in Middlesbrough.
There was something I wanted to ask Ryan Rhodes regarding that show. It was to his detriment as well regarding the show, but he's doing it with Steffi, so I'm going to leave it. They'll sort it out. I'm sure they'll sort it out. But yeah, I spoke to a matchmaker down south, and he said that the World Boxing Super Series are going to be doing a women's tournament.
Female patients.
Whether that's going to take off or not, I don't know. Personally, I don't think it'll happen. Who'd be interested in watching a women's tournament? But have they got to go for it because it's politically correct? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
And that's the BBC News.
I don't know. Okay. Okay.
The non-stop oldies brought to you daily by Steve Wright in the afternoon.
Anyway, peace out, keep on trucking, keep supporting boxing. Hello all you hardcore boxing fans out there, how are you doing? It's Big Porky here, and the Stig wants on the channel. So I'm going to give him a bit of airspace today, put him out of his misery. He's had a tough week, defending the Nicholls status of certain fighters. So, and he always gets it into you, and he never bites, you know. So we'll let him come on channel and have his say so. There you go, here he is on the dot. Is that Mr.
Very hot.
Mr. Very Hot? How are you doing, Mr. Very Hot? Are you alright?
Well, I'm actually, Russ, I'm actually doing a job. I'm on hands-free. I'm taking a lady from the V&A Museum, the Victorian and Albert Museum, to Hanover Square. So I'm not going to be as easy to hear as I normally am. When I stop this job, I'll be able to talk more clearly, alright?
Yeah, I bet you're going to be lifting a leg then, are you?
No, indeed, Russ. I never fraternise with customers. It's more than my job's worth, mate.
No, I didn't mean that, mate. I meant... No, you don't need to now. We all love life, Stig. You're going in the right direction, aren't we? I'll not mention any names.
No, don't mention any names because, yeah, I mean, you know, the dating game, Russ.
The dating game, is that what you are, Stig? You're a dater.
No, I'm not actually. I mean, but when somebody leaves you because they think they know better than you.
Oh, you mean Heather?
Yes.
The former Mrs. Hot.
Yeah, the former member of Team Hot has left.
Former member of Team Hot. Was she in the Team Hot? Was she in the Team Hot group chat? Hey, was ever a Team Hot group member?
Well, she was in, but there was only me and her in it. It was an exclusive club.
An exclusive club of 2 people. Right, so
we had plenty of offers for other people to join, but we thought better of it.
yeah. So basically, then, Stig, what you're doing now? Then you've joined a dating group. Is it Zeus or something you're on, or Poff? What is it?
Well, I'm not saying that.
Oh, sorry, mate. Right, so you're dating, and you obviously you don't have any problem pulling hot chicks. Do you pull them in your taxi, or do you approach them in public? How do you do it?
I've got no problem approaching people in public. I would never, ever get involved with a customer that I've met in the cab, because it's more than my job's worth.
Oh, can you get into trouble for that, like? Yeah?
Plus, I mean, yeah, when the relationship turns nasty and they can...
Oh, they go back to your bosses and say that you've been seeing them and you pull them in taxi and that, yeah?
And they can make all sorts of allegations, can't they? And then you lose your job, mate. So
yeah, I know. Yeah.
You just don't. I mean, it's very difficult, Russ, especially let's say you're working late at night.
Yeah.
And you pick up a girl who hasn't had the success that she feels she deserves that night.
Yeah.
And she's had a few drinks.
Yeah.
And they're desperate for you to flirt with them, and you just don't want to do it because you don't want to get in trouble.
What even taxi drivers get women hitting on them and that, yeah?
Oh, yeah, all the time, yeah.
And what do you have to do? What do you do? Do you have like a stick with shit on the end of it where you like knock them back and that?
No, I just try to be as polite as I can, mate, really. But unfortunately, they can get quite aggressive and rude because you won't. You know what I mean? Because they, you know, all their frustrations that they've had that evening in not succeeding in the pulling department themselves, they take it out on me.
Right, I'm with you. It's what? Yeah, I see what you mean, mate. Yeah, so basically you left to go in a different direction to meet women of the female species. Is that the worded correctly, Stiggy?
Well, matey, I don't know of any women who are not of the female species, although I was caught out once by a lady boy.
What, you mean you were actually chatting up a bird and it were a bloke?
No, she catched me up when I was in my early 20s and I was full.
And you was what?
I got full.
Oh, right. Well, anyway, that's too much information there. We'll leave that one. So what's happening in the world of boxing, your end, Stig?
Well, obviously, Tyson is lineal, and I know you don't agree with that, but that's fine. That's not my problem.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. You know what it is? Tyson isn't lineal, though, is he? I know you keep saying he is, but...
Who is then?
Go on. No, what proof have you got to say he's lineal? Has he got any other belts at the moment?
You don't have to have a belt.
Well, I ain't got a belt. The only belt I've got is a snake belt. So am I lineal?
No, we got you a new belt, Russ, when you last visited my flat.
Yeah?
To be honest, you've got that belt that you paid for. You paid me for it. But I got you a belt when you visited my flat. You've got the Stig belt.
No. I think I paid you for that belt that you got me, didn't I, Stiggy? You picked a shit colour anyway, brown.
Well, I did ask you what colour you want.
Did I? Oh yeah, I had brown shoes on, didn't I? Yeah, it matched, didn't it? Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I did pick the colour. But anyway, so this lineal, right? Let's mop this up, this lineal, because I've done a video this week about this lineal. But I'm going to get your opinion now on Tyson Fury, lineal heavyweight champion of the world. What are you saying makes Tyson the lineal champion? Because I personally think he's a great boxer, but I don't think he's lineal. Because didn't he retire or vacate 2016 or take a 2-year drug ban?
He didn't take a 2-year drug ban, Russ, and he didn't retire.
Oh, he didn't retire. Did he take up a drug ban though?
No,
No? Oh, right. Well, what happened then?
Well, Tyson took 2 years off.
He took 2 years off? Yeah, but but listen, after he fought Vladimir, right, he came back with the belts, didn't he?
Yeah.
He went to a press conference and he said, hang on, let's back up a little bit. So November the 29th of November, 29th of November, he beat a guy who was the world champion for 9 years and 7 months and 6 days, am I correct?
Probably, yeah.
Vladimir Klitschko, who was 9.5 year world champion. Not 10 year, not 12 year, 9 years, 7 months, world champion, right.
Yeah.
So he beat him in a mandatory decision in Germany. He came home, he had a press conference in his waistcoat at Bolton Wanderers, he had a black eye, and he were in good spirits then, wasn't he? Yeah? But he knew at the time he was being investigated for this Nandrolone thing, but he thought it was just going to blow away, didn't he? Because they'd let him fight, hadn't they? Which anybody would, wouldn't they, if they'd let him fight? It couldn't have been that serious, could it?
No, he couldn't have been, otherwise they wouldn't have let him fight.
Exactly, right. Well, so we're up to now, 2015, December the 1st. Right, he's back at Bolton. Asif Valley sorted the presser out. Everybody's gone to this, and John Fury said, stand up and clap for the 7th wonder of the world. And blah de blah, it were all hype. Tyson's happy. So what between then and the June of that year happened? Did he fail a drug test for coke, and did he refuse another drug test? Is that correct?
He failed the coke test, yeah.
And the other test he refused to take because he said they were victimising him, constantly going round for drug tests off him. Is that correct?
Yeah, Tyson had mental health problems, right?
He had mental health problems, yeah, but when he came, the mental health problems only started though once he realised, in my opinion, that the Nandrolone thing were coming on top, and then he'd been and failed the coke test. And then that's when it all started. It was like self-inflicted depression, wasn't it? Because up until then, he was alright, wasn't he?
No, not at all. You go and read the Guardian news article, Guardian paper article written before the Del Boy 1 fight.
Del Boy 1, oh yeah.
Go and read that, and anybody that gives an interview like that is not right in themselves.
Who was that, Oliver Holt?
No, that was Tyson Fury.
And what month was this?
I don't know, mate. It was
Oh, right. So after the Del Boy 1 fight?
No, before it.
Right, so even before he won the British title, he was saying he had mental health problems?
No, but he wasn't saying it, but he clearly did have.
Oh, right, he clearly did have mental health problems. Have you ever thought, though, well, if Tyson had mental health problems, he must have fought 16, 17 times after that fight, after the first Del Boy fight. Because didn't you fight him after? Yeah, hang on a minute. If he's passing medicals with British Boxing Board of Control to fight, he must be fit. Go on, what? Go on.
Let me just collect some money off this lady and I'll...
Go on then, Take your change.
Yeah.
Or notes, if it's you, Stig, you'll be lifting a leg, won't you?
No, it's it. No, hang on, let me just...
Go on then, you'll get your pennies collected in, Stig. Get it while you can.
God, it's lovely. God, his cheese working. Touchless, yeah. Right. Do you want a receipt? Alright. Would you like to say goodbye to Porky's Corner? Say goodbye.
Goodbye, have a nice day, love.
Was that in your language? What did you say? Hey, girl, where are you from? She's Swedish.
Alright, get me a phone number, Stig. You meet all the hotties, don't you, Stig?
No, to be honest with you,
She wasn't hot.
She wasn't in my league, mate. No.
Leave her for that Cole Davis then. He'll deal with her. He likes rough women. Right then. So basically, right, you're saying Tyson had mental health problems then, yeah?
Yeah, but he hadn't even started to realise it himself. And it wasn't really... Look, fighting has never been difficult for Tyson. That's second nature to Tyson.
Yeah, right, yeah, listen.
But living between fights has always been a problem for him until late 2017 when he started getting his act together.
Right, okay.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the way it is, Russ.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah.
I mean, look, it's not really mental health, mate. It's just your emotional perception of the world. And certainly, there's loads of young men who had that wrong. Now you have to learn, and experiences like Tyson has been through teach you. They teach all of us.
Yeah.
He just had to learn. Anthony hasn't learned, or Femi, as I prefer to call him, hasn't learned what Tyson's learned. Tyson has learned it. He's not managed to be how he is now. He genuinely is how he is now. Right, Russ, let's just take this a hands-free, so excuse me a second, please.
Yeah, okay.
Right, mate, you alright? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here, yeah.
What, have you got depression now?
Have I got it?
Yeah.
No, I ain't got it. No, we're going off track a bit here, right? I'm trying to make this video interesting. You're going off track. Stig, we've got back, Tyson's come back with 4 belts in Ring Magazine. So he's got 5 belts, the only belt missing is Wilder's belt. So he's the world champion, he's lineal champion. 2015, he's back in England, it's December 1st, he comes back. Everybody's happy, aren't they? Right. So what's happened between in all of 2016? Now, looking at all the dates that I've got in front of me here, he failed 2 drug tests. One he failed and one he refused to take. And he spiraled into depression.
Yeah.
We agree on that, don't we? Now, he's then took a backdated drug ban. Do we agree on that?
Well, it's no consequence because that punishment he didn't want to fight. It's irrelevant, that.
Listen to me, start right, you're going off. Did he accept a 2-year drug ban for PEDs? Yes or no? They dropped the coke charge and they dropped that other refusing to take. Did he accept a 2-year drug ban for PEDs? He did, didn't he? I know he has his reasons for doing that, but he accepted that, didn't he?
It's not a yes or no answer, that question. It's impossible.
If you got done for rape and they said, oh, admit it, but we're not going to give you a charge, but we'll let you out of jail, but would you accept that?
Are you saying that what Tyson went through is the equivalent of a rape allegation?
Yeah, it's not nice to be accused of something you haven't done, is it?
No, are you saying that what Tyson went through is the same as a rape allegation?
No, I'm not. But let's say a burglary. Let's say a burglary then. You what?
Well, no. Are you saying that what Tyson went through is the same as being a burglar?
No, I'm just saying if you went to prison for something that's bad, yeah. If you went to prison for something that's bad and it says, right, admit this charge, admit it, and we'll let you out, but we're not going to do you for it, but you're going to admit it and you can walk today, because he's admitted a drug charge, hasn't he? Right?
No, not in my opinion, he hasn't, no.
Well, he's got a 2-year backdated ban. It's the equivalent of doing something wrong in the law. He's done something wrong, hasn't he?
It's true. On the PED issue, which was never proven because there's no evidence.
Yeah, but he's admitted it, hasn't he?
No, he hasn't admitted using PED.
Well, how come he got a 2-year ban?
He didn't get a 2-year ban, he got a backdated of no consequence ban, which was just the same.
No consequence, Stig. You're going down other avenues here. I've got all paperwork. Have you actually read the paperwork, Stig?
Russ, answer me this question. Answer me a question. Did Huey use PEDs?
Huey? I don't know, do I? I don't know, I don't think so.
Well, why are you going on about Tyson? Because
Huey's not accepted a 2-year backdated ban, has he?
Yeah, they both accepted it.
You are?
They both accepted it. Where's the 2-year gap in his record?
Huey never got a 2-year backdated ban because he fought during that period, so how muddled up is that?
He got a backdated ban as well.
I didn't know that Huey got a backdated ban. I've never seen anything about Huey for that.
Yeah, but well, that's why you speak. They both got exactly the same thing.
So what about the cocaine and the refusing of a test?
I've never said this because I accept Tyson wasn't emotionally right.
Right.
And he experimented with cocaine. I'm not arguing.
He experimented?
Yes.
Is that what it were, experimenting?
Is he doing it now?
You what, pal?
Is he doing coke now?
I don't know. Do you tell me? Do you think he is?
No, I don't think he is at all.
How do you know he's not doing it? How do you know?
I know people, Russ. I can't say I know.
Alright, you don't know Tyson, right? You don't know what's going on in his mind. All I'm saying is this, I'm looking at the facts. He got a 2-year backdated ban, didn't he?
Yeah, but 2 years.
I didn't know you. Well, we're not talking about you, we're talking about Tyson here.
How can you talk about 2 people that were both found to have exactly the same elevated levels of a possible metabolite, non-grown metabolite, can occur naturally, especially in larger men, and science can't explain it. You tell me.
I don't know, mate. I don't know, but...
Well, you keep on going on so focused, you just ignore the Jimmy situation.
Yeah. I tell you what, Stig, I've just got to take this call. Let me call you back, yeah?
Alright.
I'll call you back. Right, let's have a bit of sanity now to the proceedings.
Welcome to the EE voicemail. I'm sorry, but the person you've called is not available. Please leave...
I've missed that now. I don't know. Stig's not having it, is he, with Tyson Fury with this? Do you know what I mean? But now he's not having it. What I'm saying is this, right? Tyson's took a 2-year backdated ban. Everybody in boxing knows that. As far as I'm concerned, we weren't talking about Huey. But Stig just goes off on one, doesn't he? He's so passionate that I can't get him. Anytime. People pick up the fucking phones, man. Time is fucking talking about complete shit today on fucking phone. Fucking Sky border control, and now Stig's trying to piss me off. Going in! Going in! In! I think. Here we go.
Oh, mate.
How are you doing?
Just watching fucking Sky Sports action. Fucking could go against Mormac.
I've rung Sky Sports up today, Dale, complaining about Dennis Lewandowski. And you've got, it's the right procedure to complain about quality control. Same with British Board, I've rung them up and filmed it all. You're just pissing in wind, aren't we, for good fights?
No, that was fucking shocking, weren't it, that last week?
Yeah, what I want to ask you, right, while I've got you on phone, I've just had a conversation with Stig. Do you know what I'm on about?
No.
You know Stig, don't you? At Move Counter King. He's a Fury fan. He runs a group called Fury Power.
Okay.
And I were getting his point of view over Tyson Fury's backdated 2-year drug ban, and he seems to think that it didn't happen. And I don't. He said that Huey were allowed to fight. It were nothing charge and all. Whatever you say with him, he's so passionate. I just can't seem to get through to him. Do you know what I mean? But did Tyson Fury get a 2-year backdated ban, Dale?
Yes, he did.
Did he fail a coke test as well?
Yes, he did.
And did he refuse another test?
I don't know about that.
He refused one as well.
Is it when they knocked his door and he slammed the door in the face?
Yeah, I know. They came to Peter's gym, didn't they, actually? And he told them to fuck off. Peter were over at sandwich shop over at road. He come walking into the gym and he said, what's gone on? He said, I've just fucking drug people off. So Peter went chasing down road after him. But it was too late then. He'd refused, hadn't he? So, and that were after the failed coke one. So, do you know what I mean? I can understand now why Peter washed his hands of him, but you know, he's behaving erratically. Nobody's saying he can't box, can they? And people are saying, oh, you're slagging Tyson. I'm not slagging, I'm fucking coming out with facts. 2-year backdated ban. That Stig, he is deluded, he won't have it. Now, I tell him what I think to his face, I have him on channel, but he's trying to defend it. And he's like pissing in an hurricane, the evidence against him. Tyson Fury failed a drug test for 2 years. He took a backdated ban. And Stig's just not going to have it. So I've had to cut him off to speak to you just to get my fucking sanity right, because I think Stig's losing his mind. I think he's lost it, in fact. I think he has lost his mind, mate.
Well, what was it for?
You what, mate?
Frank Warren got involved again in his licence back, didn't he?
Yeah, Frank got involved because he could see pound notes, couldn't he, about the comeback, and he just wanted a piece of action. So Frank's...
Fuck Nick Hennessy off.
Yeah, basically what Frank's done is he's got involved, hasn't he, Frank, and Tyson's ended up going with him, hasn't he? And you've got to feel for Mick Hennessy. Really, I feel for Mick there, but I think Mick Hennessy's talents lie in finding talent, Dale, are you with me? Like Frotch and Tyson and Huey and, you know, Barker, you know, turned pro with him. You know, didn't Chris Eubank Jr. turn pro with Mick, didn't he? I think that's where his talents lie. That's where his talents lie, Dale. But I think that Nick Blackwell, a British champion.
Nick Blackwell, he beat John Ryder under Mick Hennessy.
He did. He beat John Ryder, and he's going to win a world title. And they all ended up league. No, did Blackwell stay with him? He did, didn't he? He got injured against Eubank, didn't he?
Yeah.
But this is how I look at it, right? I think that Tyson, right? I don't think he's going to fight Wilder or Joshua. I think he's just going to pile the millions up and make mugs out of us all and talk a good game and try and turn it on us all. Because he's a bit of a showman, but he's also an opportunist. And I see opportunism being used here by Frank Warren and Tyson Fury and Bob Arum. I think they're all in on it together.
BT are driving it.
BT are driving it, yeah. I see them all in on it together. They're now talking March Tyson we're talking 2018, wasn't he? October or so. No, 2019 for Femi. And now he's talking 2020 for Femi. Now, the Femi fight's never going to happen. He's sparred Femi, hasn't he? Now, we know what happened when he sparred Femi, don't we?
He said Femi battered him.
Femi battered him, didn't he, in sparring? Tyson battered him.
Femi, he was only an amateur then, weren't he?
Tyson went, right, Femi were only 18, he battered him, 19. He battered Tyson in sparring. And Tyson said he was out of shape and all that. Look, he was sparring him, right, and Femi set about him. Now, I'm not a Femi fan, I'm a Tyson fan, but I like to talk the truth. And that's the truth, if Femi battered him. Tyson went on Bunce's programme, didn't he, and he admitted it, didn't he? On Bunce's Boxing Hour, we all remember it, don't we?
Yeah, it's around somewhere.
He admitted it, that he set about him and he lost a sparring session. Now, Femi's come on a lot since then, hasn't he? Do you know what I mean? He's come on a lot since then, but let's have it right. He battered him. Fucking battered him, mate. Now, Stig's losing his fucking mind over this Laniel. We started the conversation. I'm not looking for backup from Eddie. I don't need any backup because I've already done an interview with Stig on my channel. I went to see him, and it was like a cat playing with a ball of wool. You know, Tyson, right, took a 2-year backdated ban. Right, he's been dropped 5 times. I'm not pulling him to bits, but I have a problem with PED cheats. That's my problem in boxing. I don't like cheats in boxing at all. Do you like him, Dale?
Tony Bellew don't like him.
Tony Bellew don't like him, but yet he'll talk to Tyson Fury and Dillian White and all that.
Where's Evander Holyfield today?
What is a cheat? Is it somebody buying something over the counter like Enzo Macronelli and Dillian White? They're obviously buying something over the counter because they're looking for a fucking edge, aren't they?
Lucas Brown, he got done for it as well.
3 times he's been done, hasn't he, or twice? Twice and 1 dropped. Lucas Brown, basically, he needed him because state shape he's in all year round, but as far as I'm concerned, right, this PED thing, there's a problem. I've got a problem with it. Tyson took a backdated ban, he never went to trial, so he admitted it because at times served as his ban. He must have thought, well, I've not boxed, time served, I can just crack on, but if he had a case, they'd have gone. When you're saying you took a backdated ban, right, what's the word?
It's an admittance of guilt.
It's an admittance of guilt, innit? Alright. Them last few minutes I've just missed it because I've had to change the battery. Right, it's an admittance of guilt, Dale, right? Tyson admitted a backdated ban. So, the Laniel status, it's gone, innit? That's gone. Am I right?
Bullshit. It's bullshit is what it is.
It's bullshit, innit? It's utter it's utter knackers, innit? Utter knackers. But he's not going to have it. His Stig won't have it. He just will not have it at all. He won't budge on it. Now that's up to Stig, innit? That's up to him, what he wants to do. But the moral of the story, in my opinion, is this. Tyson's took a backdated ban. 2 year. He's not the lineal champion of the world. Vacated, retired or banned, either way it's one of them 3 innit. He said he vacated, he was saying he was retired, and he's admitted he's took a 2 year ban. So vacated, retired, 2 year ban. His lineal goes out at window, doesn't it?
Well, between him and Billy Joe, they talk about them being fighting men. They've both been done for drugs, and they've got 8 cancelled fights between them on the records.
8 cancelled fights, Jesus. I hope you haven't counted the David A ones in that, because they were David A's fault, not Tyson's, weren't they?
Okay, 7 then.
6, because there were 2 Hay ones, weren't there? 7 or whatever it is.
Opponents.
Yeah, opponents, yeah, 7 opponents, yeah, I can see that, but I think that Billy Joe, when I look at Billy Joe's record, I always think that he could have dominated for years, but I always think that Billy Joe, I didn't think he wanted Canelo, and I didn't think he wanted Triple G. I don't think they may. If Liam Smith can get the Canelo fight, Billy Joe can't he? See where I'm coming from?
Listen, right. Billy Joe Saunders would get battered by them two. Battered.
Would he?
He wouldn't get the distance. He would get stopped. He would be battered.
Yeah, he would, wouldn't he?
They talk about, you know, being this ultra high, fucking skillful, masterful boxer. At the end of the day, his best win is David Lemieux.
Yeah. Yeah, that's basically it, isn't it, really, David Lemieux, yeah.
So, until he beats someone, he proves fuck all.
Yeah. David Lemieux, is that Billy Joe's best win? Because he was a former champion, wasn't he, Lemieux?
Yeah, you know, it's got to be his best win.
David
Not all Eubank,
yeah,
but not all Eubank.
Well, you've got to look at it like this. David Lemieux, Chris Eubank, Andy Lee, are they Billy Joe's world champions that he's beat? If you count the IBO for Eubank.
I'm actually trying to think. See, he doesn't even fight that often, that's the thing.
Oh, Eubank or Billy Joe?
Well, both, but mainly Billy Joe. I mean, has he even fought since? Oh, he had that one fight, didn't he? Was that on the Warrington Frampton undercard against an absolute fucking nobody?
Is that when he were £180, was it? £180 wasn't he, that fight? He came in at 180, didn't he?
Yeah, it was something like that, weren't it? Ridiculous, but yeah, I think
gone from middle to cruiser.
His best win actually probably Andy Lee, isn't he?
Andy Lee, you'd say. And Andy Lee said when he got in there with him, he didn't realise how good he were.
But even then, I actually thought, other than the knockdowns, I had it a draw.
Did you?
Other than the knockdowns, yeah.
I didn't add it to Billy Joe by a round.
I thought the two knockdowns won it for Billy Joe. I thought Andy Lee, he went in there, and I think he had the wrong game plan for the first 3 rounds, and then once he actually got Porky after the 2 knockdowns, I actually thought from then on he won the fight.
Yeah, I see.
But, you know, what how many consolations have we got? We've got courtesy today. Again, probably not Billy Joe's fault, was it? Because he got busted for what knows what, was it trafficking or something like that?
Yeah.
We've got Andrade. We've got Bursak. We've got Martin Murray twice. One of the Eubank fights got put back.
Martin Murray, yeah, but Billy Joe would walk all over Martin Murray, wouldn't he? Come on.
Yeah, maybe he would, but, you know, Frank Warren and BT are putting statements out there saying everyone's been avoiding Billy Joe. Well, Billy Joe has pulled out on more opponents than anyone else.
Yeah, you'd have to say that, wouldn't you? Yeah.
I mean, you know, yeah, he would have beat Martin Murray, yeah, he would have beat Max Bursak, but he still probably owes him a fight. You know, he pulled the rug from under their feet, shot at a world title, fans left out of pocket by buying tickets, and we know Frank doesn't refund.
Yeah, Billy Joe's like, it's a talent that's wasted, isn't it, really? Because he is a talented southpaw, and I think it'll be making of him as a super middle. I think he's calling out Callum Smith, but does he really want to fight him? Because he knows that it's an hard fight. He's 6'3.5" against 5'10.5", so he's got 5 inch in height. He's got longer arms. He punches harder. He's technically very good, Callum Smith. Plus, BT and Sky can't work together, can they? So Billy Joe knows that. I don't know.
What is the crack with Callum Smith? What is going on?
Why don't you fight Benavides or some of them other guys in his own weight division?
Injured. He should have been kicking on this year now. It's been long enough for him to win a world title, fight for a world title as it is. He's finally had his shot. He beat a shot to bits George Groves, who's just been absolutely in life and death with Eubank. You know, that put miles on the clock, that fight. Now, Murray convincingly Groves won on the scorecards. That definitely put miles on his clock, that fight.
Yeah.
And, you know, it was 3 rounds apiece until the stoppage. So, you know, Callum Smith from then on, in September, should have had Christmas off, he should have been staying fit, back in the gym, and he should have been fighting, headlining in February or March this year. And
Yeah.
now, what is he even on the AJ undercard? Is he even on that?
He's who on that shot? Callum Smith?
Is he on the
I don't think he's on it, is he? I'm not sure, you know, I'm not sure. I know Kell Brook's not on it.
So what's the chances of Callum Smith now getting a fight besides the August break?
I don't know, to be honest, mate. I'm not sure. But
A year at the ring, wouldn't he?
Hey?
So then, if you say he doesn't get a fight before the August break, that'll be September, so that'll be a year at the ring.
Yeah, you're probably right, mate. You're probably there. Joe Gallagher's not going to risk Callum Smith now, is he? After fighting that kickboxer guy and seeing that he was losing gross fight, he's not going to risk Callum Smith in anything other than a pay-per-view now, is he, Joe Gallagher? Because that's his manager-trainer, isn't it? He's not going to. Joe Gallagher's not going to risk Callum Smith in anything but pay-per-view now, and they're going to need a big pay-per-view fighter for him.
Gallagher's got no one left, has he?
He's only got him left, hasn't he? Really? He's only got him left, hasn't he? Doesn't he train a bird as well? Jonas, yeah. She'll end up fighting Terry Harper. There's going to be a tournament, isn't there, in Natasha Jonas's weight division, Terry Harper's with WBSS, and Terry Harper will win that world title in July, and she'll probably take that belt into the tournament, you know, Caller's tournament for women. Whether it happens or not, I don't know. It's probably hot air, but that's what I'm hearing on round campfire. But
yeah,
I don't know what's happening with Joe Gallagher. I'm not really fucking interested, to be honest. He's piped up again, and after being quiet for ages, because he took loads of losses, didn't he? I mean, what do you make of the Dave Caldwell situation, Dale, regarding him swanning about Vegas, and while his fighter was supposed to have had Deli Belly in Rotherham, because he came back from Vegas on the Monday, the weigh-in was on the Thursday, they had a presser on the Wednesday, didn't they? The presser were on the Wednesday, wasn't it? The media day. Now he were in Vegas, coming back from Vegas on the Monday. Why is he doing that in the week of his important week for his fighter? I know he's a Sky analyst pundit, isn't he? But do you know what I mean?
I think what Dave Caldwell needs to do is he needs to go to the he needs to have a little word with the Adam Booth school of thought, doesn't he? And stop pulling his fighters out when they have plenty.
Is the Adam Booth what?
School of thought.
Adam Booth, if he thinks that his fighters are going to lose or are not mentally right, he pulls them out. Peter Fury pulled Tyson Fury out against Ustinov, didn't he? When his uncle Huey died. If Peter felt that Tyson wasn't 100% right, he didn't let him get in the ring. Now, Adam Booth obviously spotted it with Josh Kelly, pulled him out. Caldwell didn't spot it with Jordan Gill, so is his eye on the ball? Or is it...
He weren't around him, was he, to do it, so...
Hey?
It weren't around him, was he, to do it?
There you go, so his eye's not on the ball, is it? You know what I mean? Your eyes have got to be on the ball. These fighters... Glyn Rhodes once told me, he says, these fighters are somebody's babies. They're somebody's dad, they're somebody's brother, cousin, uncle, son, grandson. They're somebody's babies, and they've got to be treated like your own babies. Now, is Dave Caldwell treating Jordan Gill like his baby when he's swanning around Vegas, giving it the big one, doing all them interviews? Did you know I found 807 Dave Caldwell interviews on YouTube? 151 interviews alone on IFL. Alone. Hey? Is it about Dave Caldwell, the Dave Caldwell show, or is it about his fighters? What is it? Because Mark Tibbs has been training longer than him, and you'll not find 20 videos from Mark Tibbs. There you go. Put them two next to each other. You don't see Mark Tibbs hogging all interviews, do you?
Well, we see where Bellew gets it from there.
Yeah, that's it. Because you've got to promote, they like to promote themselves, don't they? There's better fighters than Tony Bellew who not got title shots. Dennis always says to me, Tony Bellew is a promoter's dream, and so's Tyson Fury. Now, you have to get it in the grey areas. Look at Dave Allen, right? He's a promoter's dream, isn't he? But he don't back his set up, does he? Do you know what I mean? We what he does in it with his boxing, although he's knuckling down now. But then you have Bellew, he can actually fight, can't he? And promote himself, so can Tyson. But are they selective in the choice of opponent? I mean, when you hear all this hype around Tyson Fury, he's going to do this, he's going to do that. Everybody he fights is going to knock him out, and he doesn't knock people out. But Tyson Fury, when all said and done, has only won one world title fight. One. When all said and done. Do you see where I'm coming from, Dale?
Tosh. The record books say that, so you cannot argue.
Tony Bellew and Tyson Fury have won 3 world title fights in their careers. 3. How's about that? What do you think to that? Joe Calzaghe won 22.
Well, it's a bit harsh, isn't it, when I think people absolutely slag Amir Khan just because they don't like him, but his fucking resume, you cannot argue against it. You don't get fighters like Khan, like Froch, fighters, the legacies, the resumes that they've got, you don't get that.
Yeah, Amir Khan and Carl Froch both beat 10 world champions apiece. But you look at Bellew, he's beat Cleverly and David A, and Tyson Fury's beat Cunningham and Vladimir, and that's it. Old man Cunningham fighting as an heavyweight, a blown up cruiser, and Vladimir, 39-year-old and 251 days in his 68th fight. That's it. Bellew's beat Cleverly and Hay. That's it. That is it. A shot Hay as well, and Cleverly had dragged him at £25, but yet they made millions out of the sport. Tyson Fury and Tony Bellew are geniuses, but like I said, 3 world title fights between them they've won. 3. Flores, Macabo for Bellew, Klitschko for Tyson. 3. Bellew and Tyson have beat 3 title fights they've won. But yet we had all that hype and pay-per-view and millions of pounds passed around. You know why that is? Because they can promote themselves. The promoters' dreams, Dale, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. They are.
The promoters' drems. But the
I'd say back a little less more for Tyson than Bellew, because I think you look at Bellew and at least Tyson has fought the best. I mean, I know obviously Bellew did fight Usyk and he fought Stevenson, who were probably number 1 in the division at the time. But with Tyson, he's beat the best in the division, hasn't he?
Yeah, he beat the main man, didn't he, Vladimir Klitschko? But he was coming to end, wasn't he? And it was a mandatory decision, wasn't it? You know, doing fainting, Dale, fainting and putting your hands behind your back, it's not throwing punches, is it? He's just trying to convince people that he's schooling them. That's all it is. It's not fighting, is it, that? He's trying to get word across to the judge that this is easy. Now, I don't like Tyson Fury's style at all. But I think basically he's a very smart cookie. And he's smart cookied his way to millions of pounds like Tony Bellew. But looking at the CVs, it's piss poor. Piss poor. Tyson Fury, in my opinion, is another Buster Douglas. Do you know what I mean? That's what I think.
Yeah, I haven't got long left, mate. So
that's alright, mate.
Let's have a quick check about this weekend, because there's plenty of decent stuff on this weekend.
Yeah, there is. Yeah. What do you think?
Talk about a proper fighter, a fighter that we both love, Josh Taylor.
Yeah, I love Josh Taylor to bits. I put a video out ages ago saying Josh Taylor beats Mikey Garcia. That was last summer, and everybody said I were crackers. Well, what do you think to that comment now that I made last year?
Yeah.
Does Josh Taylor beat Mikey? Does he beat Mikey Garcia at 140?
No.
Is he world champion, Josh Taylor, yet?
No.
No, he ain't. He's nearly though, isn't he? It's what?
First fight tomorrow night against Branchik.
Yeah. I hope he wins, because I like Barry McGuigan and we get on alright, me and Barry.
It's a good fight. It's a tough fight, but I think Taylor will win.
Shout out Barry McGuigan, all the best, and shout out to your lovely wife Sandra. And you're welcome at Dennis's anytime. Dennis says when next time you're in Sheffield. But yes, I like Josh Taylor. I am a massive Josh Taylor fan. After Josh Whale, Carl Frotch and Ryan Rhodes, he's my top 4 guy, him. Josh Taylor. I like him that much, and I think he beats Mikey Garcia. Now when I said that last summer, everybody said, oh Porky, you've lost your mind, you're back on drugs. I just think he's that good. Look what he did to O'Hara Davis, he just smashed him up, didn't he? He were relentless.
Yeah,
and I rate O'Hara, you know, I rate him. He's got really long arms. He's a good fighter, O'Hara. And I think he'll come again. But I also think Josh Taylor's going to be down at the top table. And if he wins tomorrow, I can assure you that Eddie Hearn will be circling him. There's already a rumour going round that Frank Smith at Matchroom has been, how are you? Give Josh Taylor my best. Eddie Hearn would love Josh Taylor, and Barry McGuigan will know that. He'll not let anybody near him. He'll have him locked.
He's a big ticket seller.
Yeah, he'll have Josh Taylor locked down on a deal. But I like Josh Taylor. I like his attitude. I like his style. I think he comes across as a good kid, and I think he could reign for a few years. And I think he's favourite to win that tournament, mate. I really do. I think he wins it. Do you?
I think he'll beat Progress.
Yeah, I do.
Overrated.
I do.
Overrated.
Yeah, I think he wins it. So what else is on this weekend, Dale?
Obviously Billy Joe, and then Wilder.
Yeah, Billy Joe. Billy Joe Saunders as card, in my opinion, mate, it's 14 undefeated fighters out of the 15. The only one of the home fighters, the only one who's been beat is Boy Jones, and he's been beat twice, and he's in a good fight. He's 18-2 and a draw, Boy Jones. Now, Boy Jones I like, but the other 14, he's building for the future, old fisheye, isn't he? He's got. That's a good card, that. Martin Theobald, a New Age pod, he hammered Frank Warren's undercard for that show, but I think it's actually a strong undercard, do you?
Yeah, it's pretty decent. Obviously on Sky you've got Inigo Higgins Rodriguez and then Taylor Boranchik. I think the BT card's pretty solid, and then you've obviously got Wilder Brazil over in the States on the night as well. I think Gary Russell's on the undercard as well. So it is a good weekend of boxing.
What did you think to Dennis Lewandowski against Fabio Wardley?
I think it's a fucking disgrace.
Yeah, it's like I said, I've complained to Sky today and British Border Control, but you got to send emails in. Nobody wants to come on phone and talk about it all. It's a load of rubbish. But as far as I'm concerned, I think Eddie Hearn hit a new low, and he only did that because he could say, well, he went 10 rounds with Tom Swartz, but he were over £100 lighter at the time. But I think that were shocking to say that all them inspectors who worked on the night and border control let that happen, because he broke his nose, didn't he, and his cheekbone, didn't he? So I think it was really in bad taste. And
obviously you got Sky with an extra £5 on the pay-per-view.
They've done what?
But,
oh yeah. I've just spoke to somebody about it. Is that true then, Dale? Yeah.
Yeah, they've put pay-per-view up to £25 for phone bookings.
Jesus. So if to watch Femi against Ruiz and White against Rivers, if you ring up it's 25 quid.
Plus the £2 admin fee, it's
so
27 quid.
27 quid if you ring up. How messed up is that?
It's a disgrace. You put 27 quid, that's 54 quid to watch that.
Shocking, isn't it? Shocking. So if they get 1 million hits on that, that's 54 million in coffers, isn't it?
Well, they'll smash through 1 million with both of them.
Did you know that Oscar Rivers and White will be Eddie Hearn's 29th pay-per-view since Audley? 28 since Audley, including Audley. Eddie's been at Sky, there's been 29 pay-per-views.
Well, all the money's gone out to the States now, innit?
Gone out to what?
All the money's gone out to the States now, innit? Because what we're getting over here right now is fucking disgusting.
Yeah, it's shocking what we're getting over here at the moment. Eddie Hearn should be ashamed of himself, Dale. He really should, but does he care? Eddie don't care, does he? He don't care. He don't care, mate. He doesn't care at all. So, yeah, it's shocking, mate, shocking. But what can you do? So...
and I think, last but not least, I think Wilder will beat Brazil by knockout.
Is that this weekend?
Yeah, that's Saturday, that's on Sky as well.
Is that on Sky? Well, I've got Wilder to knock Brazil out in round 1. He's going to jump on him and flatten him in round 1. And he's going to send a message out that he's going to do that from now on, because that's the best message to send out, to say, look, I'm not going to try and get technical with Tyson Fury because he can't hurt me now, I've tasted his power. I'm just going to jump on people, and this is what I fucking do. So don't be surprised if Wilder does Brazil in a round and smashes him to bits. Now, in doing Audley Harris on him, as far as I'm concerned, the threats about killing people, I ain't got a problem with that, because Mike Tyson used to say he were a lot worse, didn't he? But people are losing their mind. All these Matchroom FC bot accounts, they're losing their mind because they want him stripped so that White can fight Rivers for the belt. Do you know what I mean? Eddie's already sat waiting, saying, look, I'll give you the percentage sanctioning fees for White Rivers. I've heard that on Grapevine, that Eddie's been behind the scenes trying to get Wilder's belt off him for White and Rivers. And I can understand, he's a businessman. He did it with Femi, didn't he? He went in Tyson's belts. Do you know what I mean? And that's what Eddie Hearn does. And if that happens, it's a shocker, isn't it?
It would be disgusting. It would be a bit fake, that one. It's just a route of getting it back to Femi without Femi having to fight Wilder.
They're trying to get the WBC belt back to Femi. What he'll do then, he'll pay White what he wants, and he gets all the belts without having to fight Fury or Wilder. And Fury and Wilder will be sat there thinking, how has he done that? Same as Billy Joe, how did he get my belt off me and give it to Andrade? Because Eddie Hearn, they pay people on time, right? They don't mess about with sanctioning fees, they pay them on time, and they're forever using belts, international belts, intercontinental belt, international silvers. They're forever going for eliminators and blah de blah. They're forever putting money in sanctioning, especially the WBA and IBF. They're forever giving people sanctioning fees, and while you're doing that, it's like money on tap, innit? And when you're dealing with the other people, if they're dragging their heels on paying, they'll think, well, we're guaranteed it with Hearn, because he gets it. They get it because they have commercial people that deal with people, they're fighters. For example, Conor Benn is ranked 192 on BoxRec. He's WBC number 6, he's not beaten no one. But he's got a massive deal with commercial people, and if he's undefeated and he gets in top 10, he gets money, gets bonuses. His managers, the Sims family, get paid, Charlie Sims. Josh Kelly hasn't got as many sponsors. He's number 7 WBA, but he's number 22 on BoxRec. So why is he 22 on BoxRec and Conor Benn's 192? But yet he's ranked below Conor Benn in WBA. That just shows you how it works. It's a money-driven business. These fighters have to protect their O's, they protect them. Conor Benn won't be putting you in any danger because he's getting money coming in from sponsorship and commercial. This is just how it's going. They have commercial deals with people. I know, because we spoke to people this week regarding things for people that we know, and they're saying, well, we deal with Conor Benn, we don't need anybody else at the moment. And I said, well, how does that deal work? And how they explained it is that they have to keep their O and not get beat, and they have to break into top 10. Now Conor Benn's in top 10 with WBA, but he's not fighting anybody in the top 10, is he? See what I mean? That's how it works. It's awful. But it's a money-driven business, and whenever you've got people like Eddie Hearn, they're going to manipulate it, aren't they? And Gilberto Mendoza, who is corrupt to fuck. Hi, Gilberto, you corrupt bastard. You know what I mean? But yeah, anyway, listen. All right, then, well, listen. You take care. It's been great speaking to you, Dale. You're a top man, and we've got 27 minutes. All right, you take care. Sorry about that, Stig. How are you?
You know, because you're going to keep all that conversation.
Yeah, I've got it all saved here. I've got my other battery here now.
Because I think that's golden. I've got another customer in my cab now, and this lady is probably Filipino, and she doesn't speak English at all. So.
Right, you'll be lifting her leg then.
No, mate, I would never do that. No, seriously, mate. I mean, no sort of. I really don't appreciate that sort. I would never do anything.
Stig, I'm pulling your leg, man. What's the matter with you?
Yeah, no, but hang on, mate. The London cab drivers, mate, look, it took me 6 years of study and hard work to get this job.
Well, what were you doing before that?
Well, I was a chauffeur to the rich and famous.
Who were you a chauffeur for?
The most famous person I ever drove was George Harrison.
George Harrison, who's he like? Beatles?
Yeah, the Beatles, yeah.
Alright then, well listen, getting back to this.
When I was doing that job, I also met Princess Diana, who was very friendly to me.
Princess Diana, you met Princess Diana, Stig?
Yeah, definitely.
God.
Yeah. In the Brompton Hospital.
Jeez, the Stig and Princess Di. Oh my God, I've heard it all now.
Yeah, I should have been a bit more friendly myself, because it would have been, then I wouldn't have stayed married, and it wouldn't have cost me so much money.
Alright then. Well listen, getting back to this, right, I've just had a chat with Dale Nicholls, do you know him?
I don't know, mate, because if he's on Twitter as some troll idiot...
Dale's not a troll, mate. First of all, Dale's not a troll. He's from the Midlands and he's well respected in boxing community. He's a bit like Terry, very respected.
I don't know him then, mate.
Yeah, well, he just said to me that now Tyson wasn't lineal. He said he was lineal, but he lost it all when he got out of the game, didn't he? And did you know another thing? Do you know if you don't fight within 2 years having the Ring magazine belt, you lose that as well?
Yeah, no, but the Ring magazine belt and the lineal status are completely different things.
Yeah, I know. I do know that. But you know, to be lineal, you need to at least have a belt, Stig, don't you?
No, not at all.
Oh, you're gonna go on that he beat the man, aren't you?
No, I'm not at all, mate. Let's just go back.
Have you actually looked up what lineal means?
Of course I have.
Right, well how can somebody who's just been done for backdated for drugs and all that nonsense say that they're the lineal champion? It don't mean anything. I never really bought into that lineal stuff, mate.
So that's fine, okay, and that's what you want to do. But
it's my opinion, innit? But nobody seems to agree with you, Stig, though, do they?
Well, I'm not bothered if people don't agree.
Oh no, this is what I'm saying, how passionate you are, Stig.
No, mate, listen to me, Russ.
Well, yeah, Russ.
Muhammad Ali, when he was inactive for 3 years and held no belts, did he stay lineal for 3 years?
Did Muhammad Ali what?
When he didn't fight for 3 years and held no belts, he didn't hold a boxing license for 3 years.
No, he didn't. No.
Was he still lineal?
No.
Yes, he was.
No, he wasn't. How can he be? Well, Lennox Lewis must be lineal then.
No, you're talking. Lennox Lewis has retired.
Yeah, well, Tyson Fury retired, didn't he?
No, he didn't. It was a tweet, Russ.
Right, he said he retired. He also took a backdated ban, didn't he?
He didn't take a backdated ban. That ban was it's of no consequence whatsoever. Tyson was on sabbatical.
So, you know Vladimir Klitschko, he was the man then, wasn't he, that Tyson beat him?
Yes, he was, and he became the man. And the orchestration of Ring magazine.
Yeah, hang on a minute. So hang on a minute. Listen to me. Vladimir Klitschko was known as the man, and Tyson beat him. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay then. Well, listen to me. Listen to me, right, Stig. Right. Listen. The defence, right, says this. So who did Vladimir beat to become the man?
Chegayev.
So Chegayev was the Ring magazine champion. Was he the lineal champion, Chegayev?
No, it was vacant.
No, listen to me, you're wrong. Do you know who Vladimir Klitschko first beat when he became world champion on that last run? When he was 9 years, 7 months, he was a world champion. He beat Chris Bird.
Yeah.
Right, in 2006, the 10th of April. So we agree on that, don't we? Chris Bird, right, wasn't the man, was he?
No.
Right, so there was a breakage in the linkage from Lennox retiring and all that, wasn't there? So Tyson beat the man who didn't beat a man. Is that correct?
Yeah,
But go on.
No, I'm not stuttering, Russ. I'm just...
No, you're saying, right, I'm telling you, and you keep interrupting me rudely. Right, Vladimir Klitschko, Vladimir, right? Vladimir was, right, the man. Tyson beat him, right?
Yeah.
But Vladimir didn't beat the man because there was a break in the link, wasn't there? So he was the start of this new man, this new Lenil, wasn't he?
Well, okay.
Yeah. So Vladimir was Lenil and Tyson beat him, didn't he? Then he becomes Lenil. That's what you're saying, innit?
But that's the truth.
Yeah, I know, yes, so Tyson was Lenil. Nobody's saying that. Right, but since... Yeah, so Vladimir, Tyson beat the man who didn't beat a man because there were nobody there for Vladimir to beat. That's the point I'm making.
Well, I made 2 points then, right?
That's not Tyson's fault, though, is it?
No, but then Lennox was never lineal then by your logic.
Why is that?
Because Marciano retired. Ali was never lineal by your logic. So you've got no...
You mean because, you mean because they had a break? Like Ali weren't lineal because they were out at ring 3.5 years. You mean like that?
No, Ali was never not lineal because he lost his license for 3 years, but he was never...
Yeah, but he never fought for over 3.5 years, so he can't be lineal then, can he?
No, he was lineal. You can't lose lineal, Russ, unless you're beaten in the ring.
Who the fuck invented that? What a load of old knackers.
No,
it's a load of old knackers, mate.
No.
Is that what you're holding on to, Stig? Fucking hell.
I'm not holding on to anything. You just want to be obstinate.
I'm not obstinate, Stig. Listen to me, right? No, listen to me. So this is the mess that he's in, right? Vladimir Klitschko was the Lenil champion, but he didn't beat anybody to get it. He beat Chris Bird. No, I know, I've got box rec in front of me.
You can have whatever you like in front of you, Russ. You're saying that, I'm not saying that. You're just saying that to denigrate what I'm saying.
No, you're saying, right, that Tyson Fury was the Lenil champion, but he took a 2.5 year hiatus and then came back and said, I'm back. Is that what you're saying he's saying?
He took a lot longer, he took less time off than Ali did.
Yeah, but
Tyson was only inactive, in actual fact, for about 15 months. He didn't take 2 years off. He was only inactive for about 15 months in total.
Right. So how come we didn't fight them for 31 months?
Well, because he had to get the weight off.
Oh, right. So if Tyson decides to go missing again for 2.5 years, and he's undefeated, would he still come back as Lenil?
You're just being irrelevant, Russ.
No, I'm not. No, if Tyson decides to be out at game for 2.5 more years and he's still undefeated, does that mean he's Lenil?
Yes, it would be, but he's not going missing, is he? He's fighting on it. He's going to beat Joe Lewis's record.
Yeah, that's another thing I wanted to bring up with you, Stig. You know Joe Lewis's record? How many defences would Tyson need to win to beat Joe Lewis? Do you reckon he'll beat it?
Yes, I do.
Do you reckon he beats it in our lifetime?
Well, if he doesn't beat it in our lifetime, he won't achieve it.
Okay then. Right, so how many defences did Joe Lewis have at 25?
I think it was 25, yeah.
So that means, so you got to win it and defend it 26 times to beat it then, yeah?
Yeah, well, Tyson's done that already.
Right, hang on a minute, right, so how many defences has Tyson had of these belts then, these Lenil so far?
3.
3, and who are they? Who's he defended this Lineal? Who's he defended it against? Safiri. So is he classed as a Lineal defence?
Of course, because he fought Tyson.
And what about that other guy, the Italian sausage guy, who's he? Pianetta?
Yeah.
So that's 2 defences, and who's the third?
Deontay.
One that a draw?
No, you know it wasn't a draw.
Right, but in record books, is it a draw?
It's irrelevant, Russ, you know.
Is it irrelevant like your Lineal knackers you're going on about?
Okay, back the other side, alright, hang on, it's alright. Sorry, Russ, say that again, please.
So let's say for instance, we'll give you that then, we'll give you that free. So he's had 3 defences of this imaginary Lineal status that you're going on about, yeah?
But it's not imaginary.
So he needs another 23 defences to be the best ever.
Yeah, which he should achieve comfortably, yeah.
So in 23 defences, the rate he's fighting at the moment is going to take about 138 months with how he's fighting at the moment. It's going to take about 11 years then, isn't it?
And that's not, well, you can't, look, he can easily do it, Russ.
Yeah, I'm just saying, so if Tyson's 31 in August, and he's got to do 23 more defences, that would be, he'd be 42, 43 when he's completed this Lineal Joe Louis record win that he's going to do. So he'd be 43, wouldn't he? That's old.
Well,
George Foreman were 45 though, wasn't he?
Tyson will still be unbeatable as long as he looks after himself.
Alright. Right, so Tyson Fury then, right? He's going to beat Joe Louis's record for this Lineal. You're saying that, Stig. Would you have a bet on that, Stig? Are you a betting man?
No, I'm not betting.
You're not that confident then, are you?
No, that's talking nonsense. I'm confident enough to give you the pleasure of trying to make me look stupid and give you my time.
No, you don't. I don't have to put this out if I don't want. I mean, Nicola might not want to put it out. You don't, but I could just.
If you want to sit here and talk to me and then just waste your time.
No, I'm all right, mate. I'm just near my house now. I'm just sat talking boxing to you. I'm just trying to get to the bottom of your logic with this Lineal. I've now sussed it now. What it is Sarifi is you've got it in your head that this Lineal, it's because it isn't a belt. It's a belt that doesn't exist. And what it is Tyson, because he's never been beat, he's still the Lineal champion. He just took a break. I'm getting to see some method in your logic. I'm getting to see it now. I think you're quite deluded, Stig, but it's your opinion, you're entitled to it.
That can be your opinion, but
yeah, it's your opinion. Ring Magazine
recognises Tyson as Lineal.
Ring Magazine recognise him as Lineal. Have you seen that in writing?
It was plastered right across the front of the page last year.
So well, how come he's not got the ring belt then?
Because the ring belt separated from the Lineal belt.
Right. So Ring Magazine have said Tyson Fury is the Lineal champion, but they don't want to let him have their ring belt.
That's a fake laugh, Russ.
No, it isn't, mate. Tyson's Ring Magazine, Michael Rosenthal from Ring Magazine, the editor, right, says that Tyson's the Lineal champion and he's the best out there, but they took the Ring Magazine off him, the belt.
Yeah, but that's their business. That's got nothing to do with Lineal.
So why are you listening to them then? This Lineal's just for people who are fucking out of their minds.
No, Ross,
I've never believed in all this Lineal, me.
People like you.
Yeah, no, listen, Stig. No, Stig, listen to me, right? Listen to me. Right, great. How many world title belts do we recognise in heavyweight titles? Forget this Ring Magazine and this Lineal nonsense. How many belts is there out there between Joshua and Wilder? There's 5, isn't there?
Yeah, but the IBO isn't really a major belt.
No, it is, mate. It is. It's a belt, mate. If Joshua binned 3 of his belts and just used that, it'd be a belt. The WBO were like that until people started giving it a bit of kudos. So trust me, Joshua's carrying that belt with his other belts. Tyson were carrying that belt proudly. So were Vladimir, Manny Pacquiao, Mayweather. They've all won it. It's a top belt. Ask anybody in boxing if they'd have that belt, they'll say yes, trust me. Ed Levine is a gentleman. They do everything by the book. They have got to respect the IBO. But let me tell you this, Joshua's got 4 belts, heavyweight championship belts. Wilder has 1. Nobody else has a belt. Nobody. So is Tyson a world champion at the moment?
Tyson is lineal champion.
Lineal, you're there with that lineal. Yeah, but he's not a world champion though, is he?
Well, I'll tell you what, Russ, I suggest you go and sue ESPN for advertising his fights for lineal. Because
yeah, well, yeah, but you've also got to understand that ESPN, they're Tyson's TV company, aren't they?
Yes, but they can't be fraudulent, Russ.
What does the biggest promoter in world boxing, Eddie Hearn, say about that lineal status?
I guarantee you, if Femi was lineal...
Femi? Well, he ain't though, is he? Femi's got 4 of the 5 belts. Once Femi beats Wilder, he's got 5 belts. He'll have the ring mag then. Who would be the lineal champion then? Would it be Femi or Joshua?
Let's just rein it in, Russ. I actually believe Deontay knocks Femi out.
I do, but what if he didn't? What if Wilder beat Femi and he had all 5 belts and the ring belt? Because Ring Magazine have said recently, when Joshua and Wilder fight and all 5 are on the line, they're going to throw their belt in, so it's 6 belts. Who's the lineal champion then?
Tyson.
It'd still be Tyson.
Of course, because he's just beaten Deontay.
Yeah, but wouldn't Joshua have a claim to this lineal?
No, because he hasn't beaten Tyson.
Fucking hell, fireman.
I guarantee you, Russ, if Deontay was good enough to beat Tyson, he's not, he would now be WBA and lineal champion. That's the way it would have been.
Yeah.
He didn't know, did he?
Listen, no, he didn't know, but Deontay Wilder, right? Did you say Tyson schooled Wilder?
If he beat him.
Did he school him though?
He schooled him enough to beat him, yeah.
He schooled him, but he got dropped twice, didn't he?
And what's your point? It's not. This is boxing, not drop.
Yeah, I know.
Tyson won 10 rounds, fella. That's what he did.
10 rounds?
10 long rounds, yeah.
10 rounds, yeah. He won 10 rounds. Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. So Wilder only won 2 rounds then?
Yeah, the 2 rounds in which he dropped Tyson, yes.
What about CompuBox for them 10 rounds that you're saying?
Yeah, but in actual fact, CompuBox is a fair judge of that particular fight.
It's a what?
Tyson was consistent throughout the fight.
Right.
Tyson dominated and controlled that ring for all of the fight, or even though he was dropped twice.
Yeah.
After he was dropped in the 12th round, he came back and dominated that round.
Is Tyson vulnerable round chin?
No.
No, isn't he? Oh, right. Oh, okay.
No, of course he's not. How can you be vulnerable if Deontay lands on your chin, you go down and get up and then give it to him? You are secondarily blessed with immense powers of recovery. Tyson Fury is unequivocally unbeatable. No one in history can beat Tyson Fury.
No one's ever going to beat Tyson Fury, Stig.
The only thing that will beat Tyson Fury is if he gets disheartened because of the nonsense that idiots talk about him.
So does that mean if Tyson gets beat, are you just going to say he's disheartened?
Yes.
So either way, you're not going to have it either way, are you?
No, I'll have it, but there's no... It's important, as long as Tyson's working at his game, he's not going to be beaten. Impossible.
Well, he's earning millions now, isn't he?
Good luck to him.
Yeah, not wrong with that.
When you're that talented, you deserve a huge amount of money.
Hey, you might get a tweet. Stig, you might get a tweet off Tyson soon.
I don't. I'll tell you what.
Hey, why don't you get Asger to get you a job with Tyson as PR?
If Tyson thinks I'm not worthy of a job, that's not my problem. That's Tyson's. I enjoy what I do, and I do it because I enjoy it. If Tyson,
you're passionate, Stig, aren't you?
I'm passionate about the truth, Russell.
Yeah.
Not about being accepted by Ashley or Tyson. That's their business.
Yeah. You're passionate about the truth, but I don't agree with you on this Laniel, Stig. I don't agree with you. I think that he gave that up once he started messing around with. He got abandoned. He was hard at game. You've got to be fighting for me to say you're Laniel, and I don't class Seraph Sarifi as a Laniel defence.
We have to disagree, but
yeah, but if you're Laniel, Stig, if you're Laniel, you'd have world title belts with you, and you'd be defending against proper men, wouldn't you?
Ali was Laniel, mate, and he was inactive with no licence and no belts for 3 years.
Who told you that?
Well, it's common knowledge, mate.
Well, Ali were going round saying he was Laniel.
There is a video of him talking about it.
No, I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
All right, well, Ross, I've posted the video many times. He's talking to Joe Frazier with an American pundit between the two of them.
Yeah, well, he were calling Joe Frazier a paper champion, which is what Joshua is technically.
Well, he is a paper champion because he can't beat Tyson. Tyson will beat Femi easily.
What about when they sparred? Tyson got knocked about, didn't he?
Yeah, but that was well before Chisora 2, by which time Tyson had realised he developed his style and how to use all the assets and gifts he's been blessed with.
Do you think Tyson, had some fist off Joshua when Joshua was 19 and thought, Jesus, I don't want to fight him? And do you think he's swerving him because of that?
No, not at all. Tyson,
don't you?
When they sparred, Tyson hadn't come into his reign. He hadn't realised his style.
Oh.
It wasn't until Del Boy 2 that the great, supremely talented, unbeatable Tyson Fury emerged.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is, isn't it? But as far as I'm concerned, mate, he ain't Laniel, but that's your opinion, Stig. You're entitled to it.
You're entitled to your opinion, but at the end of the day, do you think I love you?
Yeah, of course you do, Stig.
Do you love me?
No. Because I'd be gay then, wouldn't I? You're likeable. You're a likeable rogue, Stig.
This is platonic love.
No, is that what it is?
Right.
Yeah, but you are a bit deluded though, Stig, aren't you, at times?
Okay, let's just forget that. Russ, do I pull extremely hot girls?
Well, I've only seen one that you've been with. Well, if your new one is your chick, you're punching above your weight, Stig.
Yeah, but you said that last time.
Yeah, but you didn't last, did it?
I was with Heather for 2.5 years, mate.
Yeah, but she's jogged you on, hasn't she?
Well, yes.
She said she couldn't fucking cope with. She couldn't handle the Stig smoke.
Yeah, that's true. But that doesn't mean to say.
She couldn't handle you. She said that you're fucking deluded. You're not allowed near her house, are you?
Oh, Russ, come on. You're being horrid now, mate. No.
You're not allowed within 100 yards of Heather. Tell Heather to call me. There were no school teachers like Heather when I was a kid.
Well, yeah, exactly. So now you are one hell of a wind-up merchant, aren't you?
Now, Stig, do you know when you were with Heather back in your penthouse, did you used to put your school uniform on?
Mate, I tell you what, Russ, if there's one thing I'm extremely good at, that's making love. I don't.
Oh, fucking hell, Stig.
I am the best, mate, I'm telling you.
What's your middle name then, Stig? Horse.
It's hot Stig.
Star, that's it. That's hot Stig, innit? Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh God, you know what, Stig? I can't imagine the chat-up lines that you come out with to people, but you are just not bothered what people think, eh, Stig?
No, I am bothered what people think, and that's why I passionately engage in discourse with them like I am with you. But
yeah, but what it is on social media, I've had a look at some of your tweets today in office when I was at work today, and I was looking and I thought some of the stuff I know, but I was looking at what the replies you get and that, and there's like you like take on all comers, don't you, Stig?
Mate, look, if someone wants to imply that you're a paedophile, at any point in engaging in conversation with that person...
No.
Other than saying they've got no class, which is true, and just laughing at them. I mean, they are scumbags, mate, aren't they? They're just emotionally corrupt beyond belief.
Yeah.
They've got no class whatsoever. Why should I bother wasting my time in having a discussion with somebody as scumbag and low as that, Russ?
Well, you shouldn't, should you really, mate? You shouldn't, mate.
Well, you've seen how I handle it, Russ. I know I'm a thoroughly decent, lovable, honest guy. And those people, the only reason they say those things, Russ, is because they're scared of the class that I project around the greatest heavyweight that's ever lived.
Yeah, but the greatest heavyweight that you're saying's ever lived has only won one world title fight so far.
Russ, he's not been beaten, and he's got loads more wins in him. The only people that, as Ben said yesterday or the day before, the hardest fight for Tyson is...
Ben who?
Yeah, Ben Davidson.
Oh, Ben Davidson, who took Tyson on when he were 25-0. That same the trainer, the current trainer at the moment.
Yeah.
Right, so he's took Tyson on as a 25-0 fighter, right? So okay, so we know. Yeah, he said what?
The most dangerous, the most difficult fight for Tyson is Deontay. Kenny is an easy win.
Well, he said Wilder were an easy win.
He beat him, mate.
Yeah, but he said he were going to knock Wilder out, but he got dropped twice.
Yeah, but mate, Tyson says things.
When you're getting dropped, does that mean you're doing your job as a trainer if your fighter's getting dropped?
Was that the best possible Tyson that Deontay thought?
No.
Exactly. Did Tyson win that fight, in your opinion?
Yeah, I thought he nicked it by a round, but, you know, we're fighting away from home.
In my opinion, he won 10 rounds.
No, did he fuck, mate? He didn't win 10 rounds. No, he didn't win 10 rounds.
Can we agree to disagree?
One judge get it to Wilder by 6 rounds.
Yeah, but what an idiot that bloke is.
Yeah, he was an idiot, yeah. He was an idiot, that bloke. That bloke was an idiot, yeah. He was an idiot.
He should be ashamed of himself, quite frankly, Russ, and he should resign.
What about the fight, the judges who gave it against Huey? Parker fight, that were bad.
Sorry?
Huey against Parker, that were bad judging as well.
Of course it was, because Huey... I was sitting ringside next to Leon McCanty and Heather. Heather knows even less about boxing than me, and she thought Huey won that fight, because she could see the skill that Huey had, making all the aggression that Joe was giving ineffective. Look, Russ, if you have two blokes in a fight, okay, both of them land 2 punches in a round. One of them throws 38 punches, and the other one only throws 2 punches. What's that round? It's the draw. But if the skill of the person who's only thrown 2 punches makes that person miss 38 times, it's his skill that won that round, and that was ignored by those incompetent judges of the Huey-Joe Parker fight. It's an absolute disgrace. Huey's wisely working on more easily comprehended, offensive, aggressive boxing. The bloke is world class, mate, and he's definitely looking stronger physically since he's been working with Kerry Case than I've ever seen him before.
Oh, Huey?
Yeah, Huey, he's looking big, mate. I saw a video this week of him, yeah. I've never seen him carrying so much muscle.
Yeah, good.
It is good, yeah.
Yeah, well, I think that's an insult that to other people that have worked with Huey with strength and conditioning, because I think that's an insult to people who who've worked with Huey with strength and conditioning before, because he's had about 14 strength and conditioners, Huey.
I know.
14 or 15 of them. So, and before every fight they said he was stronger, faster, quicker than a speeding bullet. Now I just think it's a cliche myself, but if they're working comfortable with Kerry, that's good, because I know Kerry well, and good luck to him.
I'm very impressed with Kerry. I listened to his Chris Dixon podcast yesterday on Boxing Life Stories. Kerry, he's a very impressive and knowledgeable man. He really is.
Yeah, he is.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, I was on airplane with him on way to Bulgaria, me and Robin Reed. He's a nice guy, Kerry. What you've got there, you've got experience, and Kerry's been there, seen it, done it. Dennis used to work with him when they had Ricky Hatton. He worked with Billy Graham, and he knows what he's on with. He used to be a bodybuilder, Kerry, so he'll know about all that stuff. And if you go on.
He was a world-class bodybuilder, wasn't he? I mean, he was an elite bodybuilder.
Well, I don't know about that, like. I mean, elite bodybuilders are Mr. Olympians, aren't they? So I don't know about that, but I know he was a big lump back in the day. But
he had an extremely successful and large bodybuilding supplements company, didn't he?
Still has. Or is it CMP or something? Sold it?
No, he sold it, yeah.
Oh, well, I don't know. You obviously know him better than me, don't you, Stig? You know all his business affairs. I don't know. I don't give a fuck about fucking bodybuilding powder. The moral of the story is, right, Huey's fighting a guy 371 on BoxRec.
Yeah, well, that's not Huey's fault, is it? I'm telling you now,
No.
If Stanley had the bottle to fight Huey tomorrow, Huey would definitely take Stanley the distance. 100%.
Yeah, Huey needs a confidence booster, doesn't he? That's why they've done that, because they've stripped him down bare and they've started again, haven't they? Basically, what they've done.
I would expect that you know more about it than me, Russ, in that department.
No, I'll leave it all to you, Stig. You know all about Furies.
No, let's not be. Look, I'm not. You have more inside information.
No. Listen, Huey's obviously gone back to the beginning, hasn't he? And this is something that me and Dennis said. Look, you go back to the beginning and start again. He's 24. Now
I'll tell you what, mate. This is what people say.
They've changed his style, haven't they? Huey's style now.
Well, Peter did say he didn't like Huey's style, and just before Christmas, in an interview after Christmas, in an interview which he was very complimentary of Tyson's and what Tyson's achieved since he's come back, and I was extremely impressed with his gracious, gentlemanly attitude towards Tyson.
Who said that, Peter?
Peter, yeah.
About who, Tyson?
Yeah.
Well, that's good, isn't it? Well, that's good if he said that.
It's really good, yeah. You've got to respect that. I do.
Yeah. But Tyson's still not an heel, though, is he really? He's world ranked. What's Tyson ranked number 3? Is he?
That's irrelevant. Look, Shannon Briggs was lineal and he had no belts. And
Shannon Briggs has never been lineal in his life, mate.
Lennox beat Shannon Briggs to become lineal.
Shannon Briggs has never been lineal in his life. He had one world title win as a WBO and he lost it in his first defence. He'd never been lineal in his life.
Well, okay, I stand to be corrected, but I'm pretty sure that Lennox became lineal when he beat Shannon Briggs.
Nah, Lennox Lewis was lineal, but Shannon Briggs was never lineal. Never.
Well, okay, I could be wrong, but I think I'm right, but I'm not going to argue with you about it. Fine.
I don't know who Lennox beat to become lineal, but it weren't fucking Shannon Briggs, mate. He's a one-hit wonder. He was WBO champion, wasn't he?
Yeah, Russ, I can't remember. I'm not going to. I can't argue about it, mate. I'm not going to argue.
Shannon Briggs is a PED cheat as well, mate, and I don't like PED cheats. I have a problem with them.
Well, I mean, it seems to me to be unlikely that somebody Shannon's age can be in the shape he's in without some help, I must say. Yeah.
Well, you'd know about all that, Stig, which shape you're in.
Mate, I've never used the PED in my life, and I am in incredible shape. I'm just blessed with good genes. And I don't mean Levi's or Diesels. I've always had a great physique, mate. It's just the way I am. I should have boxed, actually. I missed the trick there. I should have been a boxer. But never mind.
I know, Stig. How would we cope without you, Stig, on social media?
You cope with me fine, Russ. You enjoy me and I enjoy you.
I know.
I mean, apparently Dave Corbell's getting the arse about me.
Yeah, you're making fans everywhere, aren't you?
Well, Dave Corbell needs to grow a pair, and if he wants to talk to me, reply to my tweet. I challenged him this morning.
Could Dave Corbell handle the Stig smoke?
No.
Can anybody handle the Stig smoke?
Not well, no, because I'm too good at what I do.
Why don't you put a video out, Stig, or change your name on Twitter to the Lineal Spokesman?
Because I like the name that I'm working under right now. I like Fury Power, and if any of the Furies have got a problem with that, they should either message me and tell me to stop it, or block me and I'll stop doing anything. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, but you know that message you sent me the other day? There was a guy on there, and he said that you're not a Fury, are you? And the Fury. Who was that guy?
Well, I suspect his name's Wayne, and he's just one time that guy Wayne used to think I was a really nice guy. We never agreed, but then I challenged him being a mental health sufferer himself, which he claimed to be, because he's so disparaging of the improvements Tyson's made, and then he lost the plot and got all of his accounts closed down, not because we made them get closed down, because he tweeted such vile insults. Twitter closed his accounts down.
Yeah, but what he said though, he said that you hadn't got permission to be putting stuff out like this, didn't he? For on behalf of the Fury family, didn't he, or something?
I'm not putting out anything on behalf of anybody. I'm saying what I believe, Russ.
Yeah, I know, but aren't you using their name or something?
Really.
And didn't he say he were gonna tell you who we were or something? This guy, because he had some pretty valid points, didn't he?
He makes a lot of points, Russ, and none of them are valid.
Well, no, he said that you're not a Fury, didn't he?
When I'm not working, Russ, I like to spend my time with people who appreciate, love and admire me, and unfortunately, truth teller, who doesn't tell the truth, isn't such a person.
Is that the truth teller guy who sent that message to you?
That's him, yeah.
Oh, I've seen some of his tweets actually. Obviously, I haven't got the password to get on Twitter, but I've seen some of his tweets, and he is challenging you, Stig, isn't he?
He thinks he is, but he's no challenge to me, mate. I mean, you know, I'm really not bothered, but I reply to his tweets sometimes when I think the only one. I mean, he claims that Tyson is a PED cheat, and I put my video up says no, that's just not the case at all.
Well, what is it then? He did get done for PEDs, or didn't he? Got a 2-year ban.
No, he didn't get a 2-year ban. He was off for 2 years, and they backdated. I mean, that's like me saying I'm going to take a 2-year holiday, and the Public Heritage Office saying, or TfL saying, oh, we're going to ban you for 2 years. Backdated.
Yeah.
I was on holiday. There's no consequence whatsoever.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, I see what you mean, mate. I see what you mean. It's a grey area. I won't patronise you, but it's a grey area, isn't it, Stig?
No, it's not grey at all, Russ, if you look at the big picture and really think. There's no grey at all.
Isn't the Stig? It's just that I find it hard to see that Tyson's walking about saying he's defending his Lineal belt against Serifa Sarifi.
It's not only Tyson that says that, mate. All the people that promote these fights say that.
Yeah, well, they're going to do, aren't they?
Well, but it's the truth, Russ. Why shouldn't they?
What, that he's the Lineal champion?
Yes. Look, Russ, if it's not the truth, get these people done for false advertising.
No, because this Lineal thing doesn't exist. It's something that people have conjured up. It doesn't exist. It's just a figment of... It's like the pound for pound thing. It doesn't exist. There's no belts.
No one's making it up, Russ.
I know, look, he did beat Vladimir, so well done, but he hasn't got a belt at the moment, has he?
There's never been a Lineal belt, but all these ABC belts didn't come around till the 60s.
Hey, listen, I've got a belt here, and am I a snake belt?
Done that, Russ.
Am I a snake belt champion? No, there's no Lineal status. You're not gonna have it, are you, Stig? You're not gonna have it, are you?
No, I'm not. We're just going round in circles.
All right, then what about this? Let me finish off on this now then. This Joe Louis record, if Tyson beats that with current way he's fighting, he's got to be undefeated till he's about 43. And did you think he could do that?
I think that Tyson's, since he's been back, he's had way more fights than Femi. Tyson can easily get Joe Lewis's record.
Well, he can if he keeps fighting people like Tom Schwartz.
Yeah, but Tom Schwartz is rated higher in all of the ABC orgs than Ruiz, who Anthony's fighting.
Listen, if Andy Ruiz fought Tom Schwartz, it'd be a bloodbath. Schwartz would get beat. Did you see that guy from the other day, Dennis Lewandowski, the 26-stone man? Did you see him?
You sent me the video. Yeah.
What did you think to him? He went distance with your man, Tom Schwartz.
Yeah, but it wasn't pretty. But then, so Bermain Stavern went one round with Deontay Wilder. Anyone that's beaten him, are they now total references as well?
Bermain Stavern were a WBC world champion.
Yeah, only because he beat. Who did he beat? I forget his name.
Chris Arreola.
Yeah. Now, in actual fact, Tyson, just before Vitali retired and made that belt available, Tyson was just won a final eliminator to fight Vitali. Why wasn't Tyson put in that fight? He should have been, because he just won a final eliminator to fight Vitali. That's just corruption in boxing, mate. The boxing industry knows that Tyson is unbeatable and the best. And they're just playing it's just all nonsense, mate. He's still lineal. That's the way it is. Get over it.
Yeah.
It should have been Tyson Stavern or Tyson Arreola. But it wasn't. It was Bermain Stavern and Arreola. Tyson beats them both every day and twice on Sunday.
Yeah.
Well, am I wrong? Am I wrong, Ross?
You what, mate? I don't know, really. I mean, what did you think to Arreola?
Well, he's okay. I mean, he tries to give it, but he's not elite, is he? He's okay. I mean, he tries his best, but he could be better if he kept himself in shape and stayed off the burgers. He's all right. I mean, he's not. But he's okay. He could be better, but he's not elite, is he? He's not going to beat Tyson Fury. He's not special. Deontay's special. AJ's very good. Deontay's unique. Tyson is even more unique than Deontay. There's never been any heavyweight world champion like Deontay Wilder. Nobody's been that bad and that dangerous, which is what he is. Technically, he's awful, but he's very, very dangerous, and that gets him through. Tyson is technically brilliant. He's not dangerous as such, but he's unbeatable. And if somebody as dangerous as Deontay clips him, he gets up. If Deontay clips Anthony's fight is finished. He beats Anthony, in my view. Anthony's very good, but I think that Lennox Lewis will beat Anthony. I think that Deontay... Well, we know that Lennox was beaten by Nicholls. He got caught. Deontay's going to land on Lennox. I think Deontay would have beaten Lennox. Would beat Prime Lennox, but he's going to get clipped. But Tyson beats him. You still there?
Yeah, of course I am, mate. Yeah, I'm just listening to you. Well, I see where you're coming from, mate, but I think that we'll just have to let it pan out, won't we, and see how it goes, Stig. Let it all pan out.
I hope you're going to put the first phone call and this one in the...
Yeah, I'll put them both together.
As always, it's been a pleasure enjoying your company, and you're always welcome to stay at my place and use my extraordinarily high-pressure shower. Who's that... Dan Raphael would have no problem with the water pressure in my flat, would he?
Why are you bringing Dan Raphael into it?
Well, because he once tweeted or Nicholls mentioned that the water pressure in a shower was rubbish, and now it's a bit of a cliche around him, isn't it?
He was complaining about Plaza Hotel in Manchester, not the Stig fucking gaff.
My gaff is nicer than the Plaza Hotel, isn't it, Russ?
It's not bad, Stig, for you, I suppose.
You are a scumbag, aren't you?
It's not bad, Stig. You're getting out your pram again, Stig, aren't you?
No, I'm cool, Russ.
Stig, we're not all fortunate like you to charge 300 quid a bleeding hour as a cabbie, are we?
Mate, it's never been 300.
Well, it's about 100 quid an hour, isn't it?
Well, I wish.
It's 50 quid minimum.
I wish.
Come on, do you spend a lot of time parked up waiting for fares?
I spend a lot of time talking to people like you.
Very funny. Very funny, Stiggy. Well, I'm going to get off then. I'll put this with the other one and I'll send it to Nicola and I'll let her jazz it up a bit. Alright?
Please send my Fury Power's love and regards to Nicola. She's a lovely
Fury Power. Alright, you haven't met her yet?
Yeah, but I know she's nice, so I can tell her.
Alright then. Alright then, well. You take care, Stig. Bye bye.
Love you, mate. Bye.
Bye. You know, my ears are ringing now after the Stig.
An handy road trip from St Austell, Cornwall to Cleethorpes, North East Lincolnshire. Serious road trip and excellent. Can you give a shout out to Sean Frost, who's working on a farm near Hadley, that's Suffolk, Hadley. Serious tractor in there. From Paul and Graham, who are now off to the Fox and Hounds. Serious hubbing. Okay, don't go in the tractor or a car. Sarah Cox has got on request Friday after the news at 5, so get calling now. Say what track you want to hear and who it's for. The number is 08000
Right, peace out, keep on trucking, keep supporting boxing. What can I say, that was a Stig. He's not going to budge on this deluded talk about Laniel, but everybody in the boxing industry knows that Tyson Fury, he had 4 belts, didn't he, plus the ring mag, so he had 5 belts. Call it what you want, PED, 2-year ban, retired or vacated, call it what you want. He didn't fight for 2.5 years. He's won 1 world title fight in 2015. He's not won another world title fight since then. So you the fans, I'm going to leave it to you. Send me your opinion in the comments section on whether Tyson Fury is the Laniel champion. Alright? Peace out. Keep on trucking. Terry? Ray, lad, how's it going?
I'm right. You haven't got me recording already, have you?
Yeah, I have, yeah. Why? Is that okay?
Yeah, remember, no surnames though. No surnames, no personal details.
Okay, alright. How are you then, TC? You alright?
No, I'm alright. You just called me walking home from work, so I'll try to be as civilised as I can.
Oh, good man. Good man. How have you been? Have your podcasts not been out for a bit?
Well, like, family stuff between all of us, I guess.
Yeah?
You know, when you got 3 lads in their 30s doing stuff,
yeah,
it's hard to get everyone together.
What,
relationships, families and stuff.
Yeah, I know what you mean, mate. Yeah, I know what you mean, pal. Yeah.
Hey, I think they're cheering for you, Porky.
You what, pal?
I think the streets were cheering for you just then.
They've heard about the Porky smoke, haven't they?
They love the Porky smoke, mate.
Yeah. Good man. Terry, while I've got you on the phone, can I ask you about this Laniel state? What do you think to who is the heavyweight Laniel champion of the world, and what do you think about it?
Look, the Laniel thing is... It's a nice to have, isn't it? Like, where you can say you're the man that beat the man. But the reality is, sometimes in boxing, the man changes, right? Because for me right now, in the heavyweight division, the man is Deontay Wilder.
Yeah.
So Fury still saying he's lineal champ. You beat Klitschko, but that's nearly 4 years ago now.
Yeah.
So it's not relevant anymore.
Yeah.
So, look, So if you're asking me honestly, as a mate, do I think Fury could be the man? Yeah, but his last fight was a draw, right?
Yeah.
And his fight before that was a nobody, and his fight before that could have been you for all I know.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
You see what I mean? So,
Yeah.
so this lineal thing, Tyson Fury's not treating it like it's something special because he's not trying to test himself.
No.
He did against Wilder, to be fair, but I don't buy too much into it. Nor do I buy too much into the belts either, because Josh has got 3 belts, but for me, I look at Wilder and I go, he's the guy taking all the risks. Wilder's the guy behaving like a heavyweight champion at the moment.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
He said he'll fight anyone, and he's been good to his word. You can't name me a guy that Wilder's done.
No, he has. He's beating everybody, isn't he? Who he's fought or knocking them down. Everybody he's fought, he's dropped, hasn't he?
Yeah, and people make fun of him, go, you fought 32 bums or whatever. It doesn't matter how you get there. It's what you do once you get there.
Yeah.
And that's Joshua's problem. Joshua got there too soon.
Yeah.
So now Joshua's like, I've got to keep generating pay-per-view quality fights, but there aren't that many guys to do that with, number one. Number two, Fury and Wilder are looking for the same guys as well.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right, Terry. You're exactly right, mate. Yeah, I think that Joshua he got the belts by default, really, didn't he?
Yeah, to be honest, mate, we'd have loved to have fought Charles Martin for those belts, right?
Fucking hell, you would have knocked Charlie Martin out, Terry, inside of 2 minutes. That left hook of yours. Right left hook.
They call it the Smedley.
The Smedley. How's your family, Terry? All right?
Listen, mate, everyone's all good,
Good.
The real family is good. The boxing family is good.
Good.
Complain, mate.
Are you going to any shows this weekend?
No. I'll probably wait till July. Like, that's when. Well, maybe the 28th, because O'Hara's fighting this Miguel Vasquez, which I think is a fight that has gone well under the radar. But I think
I do. I thought Martin were a bit harsh, or your friend Martin, on the Frank Warren undercard tomorrow. What do you think to it? 14 undefeated guys out of 15. There's only Boy Jones with a loss.
But you can't fall in love with people's records too much, mate. You've got to look at who they've actually fought. So
I know, but down the line, Frank could get quite a few champions out of them 15 guys on that card with Billy Joe, couldn't he, really?
Who do you think will be a champion in that group?
I think Billy Joe wins tomorrow. I think Boy Jones gets a belt. I'm not sure which. I think he could be given a belt soon. Them two for definite. There's another guy, I forgot his name now. He's 4-0. He's on near the beginning. They're making a bit of noise about him. His name's just gone from me.
So, mate, I'm going to sound cynical when I say this. I think Frank's got a lot of guys on that show that he's not really that bothered about.
Do you? Or just ticket sellers?
Yeah. So if you look at the guys he backs, guys like Zach Chelly, who else is he backing? Denzel Bentley. Guys who sell tickets and put on performances in the ring.
Yeah.
He'll probably hold them off till the interesting cards, like July. Maybe try and get some of those lads on the Julie Schwartz card.
Yeah.
I think with this one, it's just, let's get some guys that can move some tickets. That's why you probably got 14 or 15 guys on there, so you can shift the tickets. And then, you don't really care what happens to them after that, I don't think.
Yeah. Yeah, you're probably right, mate. You're probably right there. Yeah, you're probably right. It's you know what? They're calling it the lost. The 80s. They called it the lost generation. The Tim Witherspoon, Pinkland Thomas, Tony Tubbs era, didn't they? Mike Weaver, James Bone Crusher Smith. They called that the lost generation, didn't they? Well, now they've called this the lost year, haven't they, for heavyweight boxing? The Ring magazine. Have you seen it today?
No, I haven't seen it, but I think it's really unfair.
Yeah.
Because those guys in the 80s had to live in the shadow of Mike Tyson
and Larry Holmes.
Exactly. So the first 5 years of the decade, Larry Holmes is a massive shadow over them.
Yeah.
And in the second half, Tyson's a massive shadow over them.
Yeah, exactly. That's what Dennis said. That's what Dennis said to me the other night. Yeah.
I love Den, man.
Yeah, he's all right, mate. Yeah, we've got his mum's dying at the moment, so they brought her home to die. So he's a bit all over the place at the moment. So we're not treading on eggshells, but he's not at office as much. So, but I'm not going to be ringing him saying, Dennis, where's them tickets? But they're ready Monday, for fighters for his show. But I don't ring him as much and say, Den, I'm not happy about this. I'm not happy with that, because I think he's got a little bit more on his plate than me whining about undercards and IBF European belts and stuff, if you know what I mean. So
fair play to him.
Yeah, he's got a lot on his plate.
Yeah,
he's got a lot on his plate, but he extends an invitation to you for his show on the 5th of July. He said, so you're going to come.
It'd be an honour.
Good man.
So, you probably
you can stop at mine if you want, if you don't want to stop in an hotel. I know you like to get to your hotel with your Tupac tapes, don't you? Is it Tupac, or what's that blasting stuff you had out in your hotel last time I came? What was it?
Oh mate, it could have been anyone, man. It could have been anyone.
But yeah, there's no fighters matched up yet. It's the IBF European's gone for Josh Whale. That's gone to Yazzie Dickens at featherweight. If you're not fast, you're last, aren't you? But I don't think. Yeah, the IBF has said Josh can't have a IBF minor belt off 2 losses. It's their rules, and to be honest with you, Dennis nearly pulled it off, but even they stick to the rules.
Remember we talked about this before. The IBF have to stick to their rules.
Oh yeah, because I've heard all that this week. I've had the full rundown. They've got every 180 days, don't they have to put the books to the FBI, the IRS or something? Is it IRS? Something like that. Some nosy fucking whatever people. There were all sorts of corruption going on there in the 80s, weren't there, with Jersey. Don King, and there were other guys involved. Jersey Joe, Richie Giacchetti. There were all sorts going on. FBI and hey?
Mate, it was a proper mob run affair.
Yeah, the Genovese crime family involved in all sorts, weren't they? Or something along them lines. Bananas or something, Joey Banana. There were all sorts of mob knackers and Don King involved, and Cleveland Mafia and New York Mafia, is it New Jersey's? It's all a mess, and people didn't go to prison, but the casualties of the IBF, they have to do everything by the book.
Yeah, because didn't they drop the bomb on Canelo? Like, mate, you got to fight your mandatory in August.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they're not bothered about reputation, so the Dennis he's well in there, but you can't bend them. They tell Eddie Hearn to fuck off in as many words, them boys. They have rules, mate.
Was it the IBF where it was George Foreman either bribed the IBF or bribed Axel Schultz, allegedly?
Axel Schultz, wasn't it? Yeah. To step aside or something to it. He swerved him, didn't he?
He swerved him for the rematch, I think. And
yeah.
Then got stripped. So, I mean, that's them sticking to their rules, where they don't mess around.
Yeah, they're not bothered, and I think Eddie Hearn's had problems with them. I mean, look what happened with Jamie McDonnell, when Dennis had Jamie McDonnell. They went by some 6-month ruling on Summit or anything. Anyway, stripped Jamie McDonnell, but Eddie Hearn and whatnot was saying that Dennis were behind that. I can't comment on that, I won't on tape, but it's Stewie Hall ended up fighting for vacant belt. So rules will be there. Rules are there to be manipulated, and if you can manipulate them, you can. And Eddie Hearn has had a good run with IBF, but if it comes to them going to prison or seeing Eddie Hearn alright, they're going to fucking not go to prison, if you know what I mean, aren't they?
And I think so it's going to be interesting, because if you notice, Hearn used the IBF when it suited him. So Kell Brook, prime example. Mm-hmm. And that's when he was like, look, when Kell beats this guy, the IBF will order the mandatory in 90 days. Yeah. That works for him. But it's not going to work for him with Joshua, right? Because as soon as he wins this fight, the IBF will probably send a letter going, Pulev's ready.
Yeah.
And who wants to watch Joshua v. Pulev? Absolutely nobody.
Nobody wants to watch Joshua against Pulev, do they?
No, because it's not exciting. But that's the kind of career Joshua's going to have now, isn't it? Because you've got the IBF calling Pulev as a mandatory, and then the other two organisations will have to do something in 2020. So, the Wilder fight's just not on the card.
Yeah. I think that Joshua now is in I don't think he can win either way, which way he goes. I think he's sort of in no man's land, but he's created the no man's land, haven't they, really? Because everything's become about money. I was speaking to somebody yesterday and about sponsorship for Josh Whale, and they said they would like to, but what puts them off is he's got 11 losses. But they said he fitted the bill as regards he's a family man, he speaks well, he's clean cut, he lives the life, he don't drink, he don't smoke, you don't see him messing about with women, but he had 11 losses. So I said, well, why aren't you interested? They said, well, we already deal with a guy. I said, who? They said, Conor Benn. He's undefeated and blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, what deal have you got with him? And I'll tell you who it were exactly when I see you, but they turned round and said that Conor Benn, he's undefeated and he's world ranked in the top 10. When you get into the top 10, they pay you X amount, and if you can keep that O. Now, if you look at the WBA top 10, Conor Benn's ranked 6, but he's box rec 192 this morning, right? That might change through the day to 190 or 194, but he's 192 box rec this morning. But he's WBA number 6. Now, Josh Kelly, he's WBA number 7. He has only one sponsor. Conor Benn's got about 8. He has only one sponsor. But Josh Kelly's box rec number 22. Do you see where I'm coming from? Conor Benn does not going to take a risk while ever he's getting money outside of boxing being in that top 10. Do you see where I'm coming from? Whereas Josh Whale, he's been a British champion. He's fought for a European. He got robbed. He's been IBF in the top 15 IBF. He's been world ranked. But he's got 11 losses. Even though he's clean cut, Josh Whale doesn't fit the bill. You see where I'm coming from? This is what you're up against. Do you know what I mean?
But there's also this realisation boxers have to have that the general public doesn't care about them. And I think that's the problem. A lot of boxers, they turn pro and then they go, right, I'm going to get sponsorship, as if it just happens automatically.
Yeah.
But unless you have something about you, so you knew when Joshua turned over, sponsors would come to him. He ticks all the boxes.
Yeah.
And Sky keep him that way.
Mm-hmm.
Does Dubois tick all the boxes right now? No. But it's coming.
Yeah, it's coming. Yeah.
It's coming. As long as he keeps doing the business and
he's way off. He's way off though, isn't he, as regards experience, isn't he?
Kind of, but also at the same time, not necessarily.
Does he beat Gorman?
Easily.
Easily. Does he beat him easily? Yeah.
Yeah. You remember, you're dealing with a kid who's boxed since he was 11. Dubois boxed since he was a kid, and he's boxed at a high level since he was a kid. Yeah. If you watch him, when people say he's one-dimensional, watch him as an amateur when he was younger, and he can throw every shot. He's a combination puncher. He can do it all if he wants to.
Yeah.
But I think, like, if you look at that Larty fight, for me, he just went in there to have fun.
Yeah.
It was a seek and destroy mission, and he backed his chin.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Gorman's in for a very long night, because Gorman looks good, but I don't know if Gorman's got that out-and-out power that you need at that level.
Yeah. He's quite technically good though, isn't he, Gorman?
Everything about him's brilliant, but it's that lack of top-end power that's going to hurt him.
Yeah. Yeah, you might be right, mate. You might be right there. He could be. It might be a blown-up cruiserweight.
Well, very, very, very blown up.
Very blown up. Yeah. What's he weighing about? Yeah. 18 and a half.
He's got to 18. Yeah, something like that.
So he's a Dave Allen type, isn't he? Height and weight.
Why those two haven't fought, I don't know.
The sparred. David sparred a lot of rounds with him. I've spoke to David at length about it. He rates him. Says he's hard work.
I think let those guys go at it, because Dave's not fighting his peers at the moment. Like, they're just digging up these relics for Dave Allen to fight, which is cool for building him up. But I think Dave's for all like the jokes and the clowning around, Dave's a boxing purist. He gets the sport, and he knows he has to fight the guys who are in and around his generation.
David, if he beats Price, they're talking Chisora or Parker for him.
And this is where boxing gets tricky. So the Chisora fight, I understand why he'd take it.
Yeah.
But if Chisora was anywhere near good, it wouldn't end well for Dave. So that kind of tells you all you need to know about that fight. I'd rather he just jumped in with these lads. Like the Nick Webb fight, that did wonders for him because we were like, well, you know what I mean, let's find out who's the best of the prospects.
He didn't win a round against Nick Webb till he landed that overhand right, did he?
Yeah, didn't win a round against Lucas Brown. But I think Dave's now of the view that, you know, when I connect, it's game over.
Yeah, because he can punch, like, he can punch. Yeah, he can punch.
But look, good luck to Dave Allen.
Yeah.
You know, hopefully he has the career he deserves. But in terms of, like, back to the point about sponsorship, boxers should just focus on doing it in the ring. Like, all the sponsorship stuff is all well and good, but why should a sponsor pay for you to live out your hobby? You've got to deliver value coming back the other way, and a lot of boxers don't understand that.
They're not delivering. I don't think that Tyson Fury's fighting Tom Swartz, right? Tom Swartz went 10 rounds on a points win against Denis Lewandowski, who were nearly 26 stone, and he fought Fabio Wardley. Now, when he got in the ring, I nearly collapsed when I watched that last week. Did you watch it, Terry?
Mate, it was embarrassing, and this is what happens. And Russ, I know there'll be people listening to this that will write in the comments, who's this Terry guy, what an idiot, they'll abuse him, but I want to say this because I believe this. This is what happens when you have people matchmaking that don't know boxing.
They're just looking at BoxRec.
Yeah, someone's gone on BoxRec, someone's found an old fight of his where he might have looked like he was in shape, and then they've just said, mate, you fancy the fight? And he's probably there eating his 7th bucket of chicken, and he's like, well, this chicken's getting expensive, may as well go and get some more money. And he's just shown up. What was it, £350?
351, and apparently he said he had to rehydrate. Right now, today I rung the British Boxing Board of Control and Sky up to ask them about quality control, and you just can't get. They don't want to speak to you about anything. You've got to put it in writing and blah blah blah.
But you know, I imagine. Mate, I won't lie to you. I imagine that guy showed up, right, and everyone at Matchroom was just gone,
oh my God.
Fuck.
But they've already paid for the tickets for him and his trainer and his cut man to come over. An hotel. But nobody commentating said a dicky bird. Did you notice it, Terry?
Yeah, they just stuck to the script.
But do you know all the boxers who were sat there, Jamie McDonnell and all them, they were all sat next to Eddie Hearn when the guy were getting smashed to bits because he broke his nose and he's fractured a cheekbone, hadn't he? When he were getting smashed to bits, none of them laughed. They all looked. And did you hear the woman screaming? Now, there was a woman screaming like a fucking lunatic in the background. Well, she was sat behind Jeff Powell, I've been told now. She was screaming like a banshee, but nobody laughed from the boxing. They laughed when he got in the ring, but when he started getting smashed to bits, the lads at ringside, and fair play to them, because they know what boxing is about, and sometimes we all get carried around with saying he's a bum, he's this, he's that. Fair enough, the guy is you look at him, he's a bum, but that guy's getting fucking knocked about. Now that's somebody's lad, that, isn't it? He's somebody's brother or relative. He was getting bashed, smashed to bits. Fabio Wardley looked embarrassed. His face was a fucking mess, you know. They sent him to hospital. He went to hospital, didn't he? Queen Anne's. He ended up at Queen Anne's in Nottingham. It's fucking bad do that, mate. And Eddie Hearn, walking about smug as out, well, he took a bit of stick actually from some people that were there because I heard about it. He took a bit of stick, but Eddie's as cold. He's an Iceman, Eddie. He ain't going to be bothered about that. He's got bigger fish to fry than that. The kid got paid. It would have been, I don't know, 2.5, 3 grand, wouldn't it? Away fighter. He's got thrashed on a matchroom undercard, hasn't he? But bottom line is that were bad. That were bad form. And the guy weren't in shape, were he? Now, somebody's passed him. They ticked him to fight, haven't they? We all know what happens in dressing room, Teddy, before a fight. They come in, they check the eyes and all that, and they sign you off, don't they? Who signed him off? Who? Is it, Terry?
Yeah, mate. Look, do you know what? This is one of those things where it was a small screw up from someone who didn't take the time to do the research.
Yeah.
And look what's happened now. So I imagine Hearn has lost his shit at someone and gone, you've embarrassed me, you've embarrassed Matt, because that is embarrassing. Look at all the stuff on the internet where people are just making fun of it.
Yeah, but you know what? Do you know that mistake that he's made? The matchmaker's made. It's Paul Reddy who matched it. I've made that mistake when I started with Dennis, you know, because I was wet behind ears and I thought I knew what I was doing, and I realised, fucking hell, I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm gonna have to learn a little bit more. But Dennis at the time said to me, look, as long as you're from the heart, and if you fuck up, you always tell the truth, you will be alright. It's when you start, if you're trying to bend it. He said, I don't want to see any bending. If you fuck up, put your hands up and you will be okay. And a couple of times I've gone, oh fucking hell, I didn't know what I was doing there. And you figure, you sort of like find your way, don't you? Do you see where I'm coming from? Now that is a schoolboy error where they've looked, like you've just said, they've gone on YouTube, they've looked at his record, 13-3. He looks a step up, but when he's got off that plane, when he's walked in for that weigh-in, now I know somebody from board, I'm not going to say his name on here, but I'll tell you when I see you, he said, they gasped, they gasped, but he had a tracksuit on, he got stripped off and fucking hell, that is probably one of the worst ones I've ever seen. Do you know what I mean? It was bad, wasn't it?
Oh mate, like, he'd have been a good comeback opponent for Fury's comeback last year. He'd have been brilliant.
Yeah, that were bad, mate, that wasn't it? But people are saying that Eddie did it because he wanted to say, this guy went the rounds with Tom Schwartz and Fabio Warders just iced him. But he couldn't even say that, could he, when they got him on camera, because you saw the state, didn't you?
Yeah, and also remember, when he fought Tom Schwartz, he was a lot smaller.
Yeah, yeah.
So he was the low end of 17 stone when he fought Schwartz. So you're like, oh,
he was 248 when he fought Tom Schwartz, 248.
Yeah, reasonable shape for a heavyweight in the modern era. So
yeah,
you can't compare Wardley's performance against Schwartz's performance. That's not to say Schwartz is any good, but it's just to say you fight a completely different animal then. So, you know, when I see a heavyweight that big, Russ, I just assume something's gone wrong in his life. Because when you let yourself go like that, something in your private life has rocked you.
Yeah, something's happened, hasn't it? Somebody's giving him his licence though in Germany, aren't they? He's still got a licence.
Yeah, probably just thought the guy's got to make a living, right?
Yeah, but like I said, it's that's gone on a TV fight, that, and what I was unhappy about was the commentators. I think it was Macklin were one of them. Not one mention about it, and they never just said this is a disgrace. Now I'm going to tell you something now, and I think you already know this. Clinton Woods was working in the Sky Studios on an American fight, but he were down at the Sky place, and he said something about this certain opponent, and somebody pulled him. I can't remember if it were Adam or somebody else, and said, oh no, you've got to say this, and Clinton said, no, that guy shouldn't be in there with him. And he said, yeah, we know that, but you can't come out with stuff like that, and blah de blah. Now a couple of times Clinton were asked to go back, and he said no, on principle, because you're like me. Clinton's come up the hard way, hasn't he? He's a tough man, and if he doesn't like something, he don't need to like it, and he's a millionaire anyway, so he doesn't give a fuck. He don't need, like, you know, a bag of sand to go to London and to fucking be sitting there dressing stuff up, because that's all it is, they're just dressing stuff up. Now, which is going to bring me into this next question I wanted to ask you. Dave Colwell swanning around Vegas, didn't get back well Monday, and his fighter's supposed to have had deli belly all week. What do you think to that one? Did he take his eye off the ball?
Mate, as a guy who's trained people before, I don't understand how you can go on holiday, because I'm like, how do you even switch off? You see what I mean? Like, when you're in fight mode, what happens, Russ, is you're thinking about it. You're running all the scenarios through in your head. You're walking yourself...
Even as an amateur, Terry, as a pro, even as an amateur 12-year-old, it's at the back of your mind you're going to have a fight, isn't it?
Yeah, so for Dave to go to Vegas, he must know what. Maybe they took this other guy lightly. Maybe they just thought Jordan was better than he was. There could have been all sorts of elements, but what ends up happening is, here's the weird thing about life for us. Small things can have big consequences. So it might have been a small thing, like Jordan Gill might have been, looking really, really good and sparring. Dave's like, look, I'm going to leave you in the hands of these guys that I trust. I'll be back. A lot of trainers do this, A lot of trainers will start the camp off, leave it to their lieutenants, come back at the end to make sure they're happy, finish it up and show up. A lot of guys do that.
Adam Booth said, why do we want to stay away from him? Dennis says, because Carl Thompson will beat Davey Day, so stay away from him, Adam. It's an hard fight for David, he's not experienced. But Adam Booth's exact words to Dennis were, Dennis, you're our promoter, make the Carl Thompson fight for the IBO world title. So Dennis made the fight, and you know what happened, don't you?
Yeah.
He got knocked out. David A got knocked out, and it was like a morgue at the after party. And David A weren't at the after party. Do you know where he were? He were at the hospital with Anthony Small and that wife of his. I don't think they were married at the time, but he were at the he's divorced now, but he were at the hospital with his missus and Anthony Small. And I think Booth were there, but nobody else were there. And David A said at the time, he said, God, I'm not used to this, because normally after he were knocking people out, he had like 300 people at his party. And I think that was a harsh reality for him. And after then, I think he changed a lot of things. Who's that guy who used to drive him around? Dennis was telling me about. Is it Danny? Big heavyweight.
Danny Watts.
That's him, Danny Watts. He crashed a car,
Rest in peace, Danny Watts.
Is he not around him now?
No, passed away either last year or the year before, man. Really good guy.
How did he die?
Oh, mate, I can't even remember now.
Oh, well, he would always be David, him.
Yeah, he was ex-army as well.
Yeah,
he boxed to a high level.
He would have done anything for David him, He would have done anything. But Adam Booth at the time said, look, you're our promoter, make the fight. And Dennis said, look, I'm telling you now, Carl Thompson gets cracked off massive heavyweight punchers. Bigger punchers than David A, and he will be there like a bogeyman. He is the Michael Myers of boxing. And you know what upsets everybody up where we are in South Yorkshire? We all like Carl Thompson, but Johnny Nelson's quite popular up here as well. But Johnny Nelson fought Carl Thompson. He hardly even caught him, and the referee took his world title off him. You know which fight I'm on about, don't you?
Yeah.
Now that bothers Carl Thompson. Do you know when he puts his head down on pillar at night, do you know what he sees? He sees Johnny Nelson. He says, because, not that he hurt him, the fact that Nazim Ahmed said to Frank Warren, get me a world title for Johnny. Now Naz at the time ran boxing up there. He ran it. And Frank Warren delivered. They got Johnny a world title, but Johnny Nelson got a world title by fucking default, mate. Carl Thompson, he was winning fight. Johnny Ness caught him in one punch. Carl covered up. He plays possum, doesn't he, Carl? And that really did it against David A, but Terry O'Connor didn't stop it, did he? He just let it because he knew him, didn't he? Now that other guy, it was the first fight. It was the first title fight he'd ever done at any level. He was an inexperienced referee. Carl Thompson, anybody who's watching this, go and Google Carl Thompson versus Johnny Nelson. Go and watch the stoppage. And there's no volume to it. Frank Warren owns the rights to that fight. You will get No volume to that fight. None. And let me tell you this, that is the worst stoppage Ring Magazine saw in the whole Ring Magazine establishment from like going back hundreds of years, or is it 80 years or something. 1999. That's the worst stoppage ever. It was worst at decade, but they voted it the worst ever. Now they say the Froch Groves one were bad, but fucking Jesus. And you know what? That's experience. You know what Dennis saying to Adam Booth? Adam, stay away from him, he's a bogeyman. World Muay Thai champion, wasn't he, Carl Thompson? Hard as nails.
Wasn't his proper name like Adrian?
Yes, his proper name, Adrian, yeah, did you know that?
That's his Muay Thai name. He was Adrian Thompson.
That's his proper name, but he calls himself Carl the Cat in boxing. And let me tell you this, mate, right? He is, that Dennis says, and I agree, he's the hardest man that Dennis has ever seen. The hardest man I've ever seen train is Rico Verho, even. You know, the Glory UFC guy. He's the hardest guy I've ever met in real life. And he's Carl Thompson's hardest man Dennis has ever met. Real hard man. After that, you know, you'd have to put, he's bigger than Clinton. You put Clinton Woods as hardest, like 12.5 stone man. But Carl Thompson, like, you know, was cruiser, wasn't he? Froch, as you know, he's up there. It's real hard men. David A is not classed as a hard man, but he's a very explosive puncher. But it's like Dennis says. He says that style David A had. He says really after Enzo Maccarinelli, he was all burnt out. After that, it was just about masking over injuries. He had an explosive style that came on the scene very quickly and very quickly went, but it was just a case of masking over it. Very explosive. You know, David A, as at his most explosiveness, it was Mike Tyson-esque. You know that period when Mike Tyson ruled for 39 months, the same as Clinton Woods, 39 months ruled. Clinton goes under the radar with that ruling. Hey, listen, we're talking light heavyweight, and we're talking a proper fucking era when Clinton ruled. Mike Tyson ruled the same period, 39 months. How many champions ruled for 39 months, Terry?
There was a Welsh guy, but he had a padded record.
Who was that? Oh, Joe Calzaghe. Fucking hell. Yeah. He wouldn't even fight Glenn Johnson or Clinton. Dennis has got a contract up there. Unsigned from him. Dennis wanted that fight with Clinton Woods. Clinton thought he were going to get it. Go on ITV if you go Google it. It's on YouTube. Is it Paul Dempsey? Go on YouTube. Clinton were up for that fight. I'm not saying Clinton Woods would have beat Joe Calzaghe at 175, but Dennis thought that were a done deal. Joe Calzaghe picked his fights, but he could fight. Nobody's saying he can't fight. But Clinton had a long raid, I don't give a fuck what anybody says, and he mixed it in massive company. Massive. Big company, mate. He beat the guy who beat Roy Jones. You know, even though Roy beat him.
Yeah, look, Clinton had a great career. I'm not a fan of triangulating. So if this guy beats that guy, then that guy's better. I'm just like, Clinton as a standalone fighter did what I think all great champions should do, right?
Yeah. Fight.
I always judge you by, number one, who did you actually fight? Doesn't matter whether you won or lost, right? Yeah. Who did you actually have the balls to take on? And then I'll look and go, did you win those fights? Yeah. That's why a guy like Miguel Cotto is an all-time great.
Oh, of course he is. All of fame.
There's no one. Yeah, there's no one you can look at and go, oh, he ducked so-and-so. Nope. Fought everyone, win, lose or draw.
Yeah. Yeah, he did, yeah. He did, mate. And another thing as well, Robin Reed, like Clinton, he only beat 4 world champions. I know I always go on about this, but Bellew only beat Cleverly and A. Tyson Fury's only beat Cunningham and Vladimir. Robin Reed beat 4 world champions, but look at who he fought. Brian McGee, undefeated. Joe Calzaghe, undefeated. Froch, undefeated. Jeff Lacey, undefeated. and there's another one he fought, Sven Otka, undefeated. You've got 5 guys there who Robin Reid went 1-4 with. But he were robbed in Otka fight. We thought he beat Calzaghe, didn't we? His CompuBox had him winning. They took a point off him, didn't they, in round 8, the referee, Paul Thomas. But when you look at Robin Reid's career, all them 5 guys he fought there are all Hall of Famers, apart from Brian McGee. But he might get in years to come.
No. Wait, hold on. Brian McGee will never get in the Hall of Fame.
Well, Jeff Lacey will, won't he? He's American, isn't he?
They won't get in the Hall of Fame.
Don't you think Jeff Lacey will?
Well, mate, after that Calzaghe beating,
Otke will.
Who will?
Otke will. Sven Otka, 22.
Sven Otka. Yeah. But they're German wins, aren't they?
Yeah, but he'll go in Hall of Fame. Calzaghe's already in it. Frotch will get in. So he's fought he fought 5 men there, Robin Reid, all undefeated, and nobody wanted to fight them at the time. Robin Reid fought them, and his CV goes under radar like Clinton's. You know why? Because they don't put the sons out there. Robin Reid's not like a Tony Bellew. His CV pisses on Tony Bellew, so does Clinton's. But they don't put the sons out there, do they? They're tough men, but they don't want to be out shouting it about, do they? Robin Reid don't even drink alcohol. Clinton has 2 bottles of Budweiser, and that's it. I mean, I saw Clinton the other week. He were outside a fish and chip shop coming out with fish and chips. You know, I mean, it's strange, but you're thinking, well, he's just a normal lad, isn't he, from a council estate in Sheffield, but it's strange, and he could be in the queue in the fish and chip shop. I mean, to us, they're like gods, but Clinton Woods is in a fish and chip shop over there, and I'm like, wow. But other people are like, he's a bloke stood queuing for fish and chips. Actually, we're pie he bought, but do you know what I mean? Pie and chips. But it's just like strange. But yet Roy Jones, if Roy Jones were in America and you wouldn't catch him in a fish and chip shop, would you? Or like it'd be like a big thing. All streets would be blocked off, wouldn't they? Does that sound strange, Terry?
No, but remember, remember Roy Jones who played basketball, then go and box the same day.
Yeah, I saw that one. They made a big thing out of it, but it backfired on him, didn't it?
And then didn't he have trials with the Charlotte Hornets as well? He was just a freak athlete.
Yeah, he was a freak. Clinton said to me, right, he said, out of all fights I had, Crawford Ashley was the biggest puncher, right? Massive puncher. When he hit me, he said, God, he was a massive puncher, Crawford Ashley, but Clinton out-toughed him. Have you seen that fight?
Yeah.
That's a bloodbath, that, innit? That is one of them. If anybody's out there who's a hardcore boxing fan, go and watch Clinton Woods versus Crawford Ashley, British title, and go and watch Clinton Woods versus Roy Jones. Dennis Hobson throws towel in, and the guy, what's that American guy who Mayweather had a go at? And he said, if I were 50 years younger, I'd beat your ass. What's that guy called now?
The old grumpy one.
The old grumpy HBO guy. Well, he said Dennis Hobson saved his guy for another day. And you know what? Clinton was British, Commonwealth, European and a world champion. Central area as well. He went Central area, British, Commonwealth, European. He lost to Roy Jones. Dennis threw towel in, saved him. Clinton's brothers said, what, you stopping that fight with Dennis? Clinton's hard as fuck. He would have got him late on. Dennis said, listen, I saw 5 rounds of it and that's enough. He had 21 more minutes of that to go. So I've saved him. And anyway, there were all sorts of... I think Dennis's sister turned around and said something that, Dennis cared for him, didn't he? And he saved him. Now, that's what boxing's about. Timing. It were wrong. Dennis thought it were right to fight Clinton Woods. But it wasn't right. They got it wrong, the timing. Dennis realised that after 5 rounds. And Clinton said to me, I spoke to him about it, he said, you know what? I was getting it off him and I realised I was out my depth. I was out my depth. He said, he said, and you know them punches that you don't see, Terry.
Yep.
But then Glenn Johnson, Tarver beat him. Obviously, the Roy Jones, and then Glenn Johnson beat him. Then Clinton had 3 fights with Glenn Johnson. He had a loss, a draw, and a win against Glenn Johnson. So Clinton actually beat the man who beat the man, didn't he? And then he fought Tarver, and he lost to Tarver. That was a good section of fights, that wasn't it? He fought them all.
No, but see, that's my point. Like when you try and triangulate, it doesn't really work like it would in other situations because boxing's about style. So if you look at Clinton, for example, wasn't a great technician. Hands up, leaping with a left hook, maybe getting the right uppercut off. If he gets you stunned, he'll get you out of there.
Tough
but he
man,
wasn't a guy that he wasn't a guy that would break you down with a jab and work to the body. So his toughness lends itself to be able to beat a guy like Glenn Johnson. But you're going to struggle against someone who can move like Roy Jones.
Yeah, yeah.
And then with someone like Tarver can do either or. Depends what Tarver you get. So I think, let's say stars make fights, and it's said often for a reason because it's true.
Yeah.
Do I think Clinton Woods is better than Roy Jones? No.
No.
Do I think Clinton Woods, at a point in Roy's career, could have given him trouble? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But not when Roy was at his peak.
Not then. But if it had been 18 months later, Clinton beats him, doesn't he?
Well, someone said, so I want to call this an allegation. They said Roy Jones had been on steroids since '88.
Yeah, I saw that in a KO magazine. So I wonder if that were true then. Actually, didn't he get done for it as well? He got done for an over-the-counter substance, didn't he? Yeah, he got done, didn't he?
Yeah, he got done for like anabolic steroids, yeah. And there's this myth that doping in boxing is modern.
Yeah.
These guys have been taking stuff since whenever they could.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if it turned out guys like Ali and Frazier were on something. If it wasn't steroids, maybe it was amphetamine. I don't know. But these guys were all taking stuff. Guys like Sugar Ray Leonard, allegedly, they were probably all taking stuff. Sorry, man, I just got you sued on your own video channel. Sorry.
No, don't worry about it. No, it's in Terry. It's in your opinion, mate. In your opinion, not mine.
Oh, they throw me under the bus.
No, I spoke to Frotch about this. Actually, we spoke about this a couple of years ago, and he said, "No, if you say it's in your opinion." So I don't know. Roy Jones, he did get done though, didn't he? But he went over count.
So did Tarver.
Tarver got done. Yeah, he got done. He got done twice. He got done that Coyote or something, what we call the
Latif Coyote.
Latif Coyote. But he's been done twice, Roy Jones. Now, you might remember the emails that I had off Tarver. Then he said, yeah, if you can set it up, set it up. Tarver nearly signed for Dennis to fight Dave Allen. How's about that one? That's an old story.
Jesus.
That's a story from a bit back. But Tarver, when it came down to it, he wanted X amount to come over and blah de blah. And Dennis said, what is he on him? And it turned out, when we did some checking on him, he owes $75,000 to the IBF. Right, and he can't fight again until he pays a $75,000 fine. So that's why he's never boxed for a long time, Antonio Tarver. And the guy who got back to Dennis and told him about him said, Dennis, tell your guy Russ he's wasting his time because Tarver is poison. He owed 75 grand. He promised Al Heyman he were going to do this and do that. Al Heyman got him out of jail. Tarver ran a $250,000 debt up in Vegas. He went back to Vegas a year later and they locked him up. Al Heyman bailed him out. And he had to pay it back from commentating, for Al Heyman.
Yeah.
But Dennis wanted him to come over and fight Dave Allen or have a few fights. But he was talking astronomical. When it came down to the nitty gritty, he turned around and he said, tell Dennis, because Dennis knew him from when he fought Clinton. He said, I got, when he fought somebody, $100,000 advance, for just expenses.
Yeah.
And Dennis, I said, Dennis, what do you reckon to that? Dennis was telling me he's getting fuck all. If he comes over here, there's none of that. He'll come over and he'll fight for his money and go home, just like the rest of them. So, and I think Tarver, he got like, his ego was that big that he just, eventually he sent me an email and said, look, I don't want to work with you guys. Delete everything that we spoke about. All the best, Antonio Tarver. And I left it at that. I felt like saying fuck you, but you know, at the time, because we've been going back and forward for about 3 weeks, I was in awe of him. I kept running up and downstairs saying to my missus at the time, saying, what do you think to this? She's saying, oh, it'd be full of shit, it'd be full of shit. She was right, wasn't he? He's just another boxer, washed up, trying to get a payday. And when all's said and done, Tarver's 50-year-old now, isn't he? And still talking about fighting.
Nah, he can't fight, man.
He's finished, mate. He's finished.
Well, you know what, mate? No, I'm going to take a step back. Why can't he fight? I think we're too harsh on older fighters. Like, if you're an older fighter, you haven't had that many fights, like a Carl Froch, for example,
yeah.
I think you shouldn't be allowed to come back. Maybe have like a 6-rounder or something. You know, something that will just give fans enough nostalgia without it having to look shit.
Do you know what I have a problem with a Carl Froch comeback, right? And I've asked him about this and he hasn't texted me back, and I'm not raging about it, but I feel that I'm mates enough with him for him to say, well, you know, I feel like I've got something left, but I actually texted him and said, come on. Is it just for Roy? Is it just for Groves, for a bit of publicity for this tour you're doing with Roy? They're doing it. Is it a 6-date tour with Groves around country? You know, is it for that or what? I mean, it's got millions in bank. It's worth millions, and he hasn't got back to me. But I don't feel that Carl should come back. When Dennis put an offer to him, as you know, he put an offer to him, a 4-fight deal. Medium half at European title at 175. Martin Murray, Paul Smith and Thomas Hausfausen. £8 million, 4 fights. Now that would have been 2 in Nottingham, 1 at Nottingham Forest Football Club, and 1 of them Manchester or London. That's the plan that Dennis had. The offer were put to him. Carl Froch weren't bothered. That was 2015 summer. 2019 summer. Go on, sorry.
That's the right thing to do, right? If you've just been to hell and back with George Groves.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to see a boxer for a year.
Hey, listen, I'm not blowing my own trumpet, but I sat there and I thought, and I've sent many a texts, and I used to send Carl one every week. Carl, these fuckers on Sky are on pay-per-view off back of you. Carl Froch brought pay-per-view back. I don't give a fuck. People can call me a fanboy or what. He brought pay-per-view back. I'm a fanboy, sorry. He brought it.
No, George brought it back.
Well, whatever, look. Him and George Groves. No, he fought Mikhail Kessler, didn't he, Terry? He fought Kessler.
But we're talking about real
Wembley.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay then. Him and Groves.
The country.
Groves never had pay-per-view ever again, but let me tell you this. Oh no, he did for Callum Smith. They brought pay-per-view back, right? Him and Groves, but Carl won the fights. But let me look at it like this. He had 3 pay-per-view fights with Sky. Brooks had 4, Bellews had 4, Joshua's had, 9? Fucking Amir Khan's had 8, David Hayes had fucking 8 or 7. Look, Carl Froch is owed off Eddie Hearn, so I thought, Dennis is right. You can't bring Froch back after a layoff and put him in with, you know, your elite guys. If he's coming back, it's going to be for money, because he's won everything except the European title now. Sanavea wouldn't have the fight with him, so he went straight for Pascal. You bring him back, you get him a European title. Dennis sorted it. Mediamar, £175. Froch could have had that. That'd have been at Ice Arena. One after that would have been another one at Ice Arena. Paul Smith or Martin Murray. And then another one after that. Thomas Hausfausen at City Ground. Now, there were no world title fights in that, but he could have picked up 4 fights in 16 months and £8 million if he were bothered about money. So he weren't bothered about money then, and they were easy fights to him, bread and butter. So if he's coming back now, he ain't going to fight the Kovalev or Andre Ward, is he? Because they're hard fucking...
But why should he though?
Exactly, so if he comes back, he's got to be Callum Smith. He's struggled at 168, Carl. So who's he going to fight then? He's sparred Callum Smith, so he'll know him inside out. So who can he fight?
But here's my point. Why, and boxing fans need to move past this, yeah? If an old guy who dominated his generation...
42-year-old...
Yeah, he can pick who he wants. Mate, I'll be honest with you, if he wanted to fight Zach Chelly, I'd be okay with that. If he wanted to fight Jalen Love, I'd be okay with that. If he wanted to fight... I don't care who Carl wants to fight, because he's given me what I wanted from him. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So, whoever he fights now, he's earned it. It's like, let's say you do a day's work, Russ, right?
Yeah.
Overtime's just a bonus. That's your beer money. That's your Christmas money.
Yeah.
Carl's done enough in the sport for me that he can come back. I don't want to see it in a 12 round, and I don't want to hear talk about world title. But I want him to be in a fight that's competitive and entertaining.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Exactly. Even if he ran
Rocky Fielding.
Nah. But there's no real story to that, is there?
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah, you ring up Kessler and go, mate, you're getting the itch as well. And Kessler goes, yeah.
Yeah, he's already been talking to Kessler, hasn't he, about coming back?
Yeah,
Pascal.
I get where it comes from there, because look when Hatton did it.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
And he's never thought about it again. But the mistake Ricky made was he made too big a deal about it. Like he was going to come back and be competitive. If he just come back and said, look, I'm going to fight Zinchenko on the undercard of somebody else, I just need to get this itch out of my system.
Yeah.
He would have been happy with that.
Yeah.
But I'm only saying that because I want the old guys to know that they have every right to come back if they want to, especially if they gave us the entertainment we asked for.
Yeah. You're right, mate. You're right, yeah. You're exactly right. I hope if he does come back, Terry, that it's a decent-ish fight. I mean, I ain't got a problem with him coming back just for one win, as long as it's somebody who's at least won a world title in the past, because he can have a win over another world champion. I'm not bothered if it's a Rocky Fielding or somebody minor, but I want him to come back and fight somebody a bit credible. I don't think he beats Ward if he comes back. I think he's too cute for him.
Never. Ward will murder him. Ward will murder him.
I don't want him to fight Andre Ward. I don't want him to fight Ward, although Ward did run them last few rounds against him, didn't he? We both agree on that, don't we, Terry?
Well, he didn't need to win him. So he was just not going to take any risk.
Yeah, I agree with you. Now, I don't want him to fight Ward. I'd like to see him fight Paul Smith, punch him fucking upside down. But he's got no credibility. He's got no credibility. He's never been, not even a WBA regular champion. Rocky Fielding, yes. I'd like to see him fight Rocky Fielding. I'd like to see him pick up a European title win. I forgot the guy's name at 175. Roolger or something. I forgot his name anyway, but he'd beat him easily. He's got a low KO percentage. I'd like to see him pick that up a European belt, or at least beat a former world champion. I don't want to see the Groves has already knocked him back, hasn't he? Groves.
No, but you see, you're falling into that matchmaking trap of not really understanding what's going on here. Carl can't do a 12-week camp like these other guys that you've mentioned.
No, it's going to be an explosive 6-weeker, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got to be someone, as I said to you before, it's got to be someone that hasn't seen action for about at least 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, it's like a Kessler or a Pascal job.
Yeah, Kessler more so. Pascal had there's still a little bit of juice in that. I tell you what, right? Controversially.
Go on, yeah.
Hopkins.
Yeah, he's 50 odd though now, isn't he?
But he's like a Hopkins 50 though, which is like a Froch 30.
You love Hopkins, don't you, Terry? Still.
Mate, having met the guy in person, yeah, I think he's special.
Yeah, he's a good fighter, like, isn't he?
Yeah, Yeah, but that's the kind of fight I want to see. You want me just dig up the legends and let them go at each other?
Yeah.
Just not for just 5 or 6 rounds is enough.
Hopkins is going to be one of them guys, right? That we're not going to appreciate until we're like, what's the word? Till we're really old, when we look back on it and we say, wow, he beat 9 world champions as a middleweight. And you know what? They were all proper guys as well who he fought. He didn't duck anybody. Do you know what I mean? And then he went up the old school way to light heavy, didn't he? He missed super middle, you know, like the old school.
Yeah.
Because super middle only came out in 1984, didn't it? Whereas from like 1900s up to 1984, it went middle, like heavy. You know, there were no
and it's
super.
a European way as well. It's a European way.
Yeah, so yeah, super middle. Yeah, well, basically European. Want it for Europeans, wasn't it? Yeah, but I think that he has to be given respect. He didn't take punishment. You never really saw him with bad cuts and that, did you?
Nah, just a tough man.
And he sold a few losses on his record at the end of his career. Do you know what I mean? To get money at the end, didn't he? When he really didn't need to, but he's got he's got 8 or 9 losses or something like that. A few draws on his record, a few no contests. I mean, I thought the first Chad, I thought he backed out of the third Chad Dawson. I thought Hopkins backed out of the first Chad Dawson fight, but he has got.
He got picked up.
Yeah, but he has got a good record, hasn't he? Hopkins.
Look, he's got a record I don't think you can ever criticise.
Yeah.
I get annoyed when people talk about, oh, so-and-so's undefeated. Undefeated means absolutely nothing unless you tested yourself. The only undefeated fighters, you can really look at guys like Mayweather, where you're like, you tested yourself and you're undefeated. Everyone else, for me...
Mayweather beat 21 world champions. 21.
But, you know, that's even less of a consideration. It's more that he beat everyone there wants to beat.
21 world champions, if you can't include Conor McGregor. You know, 20 boxing world champions. So Froch beat 10, Calzaghe 10, Amir Khan 10. You know, they were at top of the game, weren't they? I know Andre Ward's only beat 7, but he really got out of the game early, didn't he? He's got 7 wins.
And he lost 2 years. Remember, Ward lost 2 years.
Yeah. So, you know, he could have gone on.
Dominated everyone.
Yeah, he could have gone. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Ward dominated. It'd be an awful style, but it worked for him, didn't it? But you know, when you look at.
No, hold on. But why was it awful? People say Ward's style was awful. It wasn't, because he hurt everyone he was in with. Like, I just always remember the first 3 rounds against Froch, the way he just ragdolled Carl Froch from one side of the ring to the other.
Fuck off, ragdolled him, man. Come on, Terry.
Go back and watch it again. And how many times does Carl look at the ref and goes, what's going on here?
Yeah, he wanted an inside fighter, wasn't he?
Well, wasn't an inside fighter, wasn't as physical as he claimed to be. Because any time they were just in close and Ward was just moving Froch went where Ward wanted him to go. And let's be honest, Carl's a Hall of Famer in my eyes, right?
Yeah.
And Ward was able to do that. If you categorize this, all the people who made their debut after 2000, I think Ward's top of that tree.
You mean them who went to Athens? Australia and Athens?
No, I mean boxers that made their professional debut after 2000.
Oh, yeah, Ward,
yeah,
Miguel Cotto, all them boys.
Yeah, of all that lot, he's top of that tree. Now, it might change with Lomachenko and whatnot, but right now, he's top of that tree.
Yeah, I see what you mean, yeah, I see what you mean, yeah.
I love picking that spot on your chest that is Carl Froch. I just love that. Every so often I just go, bing!
You're fucker, you aren't you? Hey, you can't help yourself, can you? Aye.
Helmet of the month for April.
All them pricks, you know what, right, they all fucking picked him, didn't they? Because knowing that You know, I don't have full say, do I, over all that? And they've picked him, haven't they, to piss me off.
Ah, God bless Nicola.
Well, Nicola does it by book, doesn't she? You know, I don't.
IBF Nicola.
IBF Nicola's like, I grew up with Nicola, but you know, if I fuck about, she'll just turf me straight out there, no messing about. She's tough, but she's an Andre Ward fan. Now listen, mate, all them pricks who've sent all them emails in for Frotch, right, to be helmet a month, they're only going on the fact that, oh, I want, it's Joe from Birmingham, can you put Carl Frotch for helmet a month, Porky, because I'm sick of hearing him going on about he won it in front of 80,000 people. Is that all they can say?
Well, it's the 10-10 rounds he gives.
Yeah, I don't agree with the 10-10 rounds. I don't agree with that. But you've got to understand that if it's an Eddie Hearn fighter and somebody's losing, he's going to give a 10-10, isn't he? Do you know what I mean?
But give you an example, right? Carl will spend the whole round slagging the guy off, going, look, this guy's useless, he can't cut the ring off, he can't jab, he can't do this, he can't do that. And then you're like, all right, how did you score that round? 10-10. You're like, bloody hell, Carl, come on, man. What's this all about?
I suppose that. I mean, them rounds, I mean, it's unofficial, isn't it? So he's just going to say, look, it's unofficial. But I see where you're coming from, but I don't have any influence over that. I mean, he gave Dave Allen the fight against Lenroy Thomas by 7 rounds. And the judges gave it to Lenroy Thomas, so, you know, it's, what were happening there?
Boxers don't always make good judges. Like, I genuinely think to be a good judge, you just have to be a judge. You've just got to know what you're looking for.
You've got to be impartial if you're going to be a good judge, in my opinion. I mean, I went to a fight, right? Me and Dennis were ringside at this fight. Sam Sheedy from Sheffield, Glyn Road's fighter, against Tommy Langford in Cardiff. I were in Dennis's suite 2 days. We were pissed up. We went to this fight. We had a bit of a chat with Bobby Warren, Alfie and all them lot. It was their show, Warren's show. And after they scored it, the fight, it was a split decision, and Steve Gray was the deciding judge, and he gave it to Tommy Langford. But the other 2 judges had it 1 apiece. Dave Parris had it for Dennis's fighter, and some other judge, I forgot his name, had it for Frank Warren's fighter. So but we're all resting on Steve Gray. So I remember everybody looked at Dennis as they read it out. Steve Gray's score were read out, and it were overwhelmingly for fucking Tommy Langford. So when the TV people swooped in on Steve Bunce and Dennis and Tommy Langford and Sheedy, they did the interviews, and straight after they cut it, right, Dennis fucking turned straight round to Steve Gray and he says, you fucking prick, you fucking cheating bastard. And fucking all the fucking venom came out. But everybody knows in the boxing industry that Steve Gray he's a Warren man, isn't he? Everybody knows that. It's like Terry O'Connor is, isn't he? You know, so, but that's just boxing, isn't it? You know, when Terry O'Connor comes up to our shows, he comes in at 5:30, has a cuppa and all that, and he's, how are you doing, Porky, and all that? Oh, you changed, what happened to that one with anchor on us? I flogged it. But he knows that when he walks into the rest of the arena and Den and all them are there, he fucking puts his head down. Because they're all like anti-Den, aren't they? Steve Gray is, but you know, Dave Parris, he's for Den, isn't he? And you know, certain promoters have alliances with certain judges, don't they? And blah de blah. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's just boxing, isn't it? It's just how it goes, isn't it? There's always going to be one judge out of the 3 that's going to side with a certain promoter. For example, when Robin Reed fought Sven Otka, they were in this hotel room, Robin Reed, they've been weighed in, they've gone in a hotel room, middle of Germany. Robin says we were having a bit of pasta, a bit of fish or something, me and Brian. And Brian went into looking for a toilet, Brian Hughes, and he's gone into the wrong room. And there's Calla Sauerland, Nissa Sauerland, they'd have been a bit younger than what they are now, because we're going back 15 years. Old man Sauerland and his missus, a coloured lady, an ex-former model, fashion model, isn't she? He's about 70, she's about 38 or something. Do you know what I mean, Terry?
Yeah.
You remember her, don't you? Brian's walked in and they're all sat there with the WBA officials, the IBF officials, because it was a joint unification fight. Ocky had both belts, and the German officials. Brian Hughes has walked in, the referee was sat there as well, and the judges, and he said it was like the Last Supper. Lobster, steak, champagne, the lot. Brian Hughes has walked in on it from where's he from? Manchester, some rough part of Manchester, and he's like, oh my God, what's going on here? But we all know what were going on there, don't we? The fix were going on. So he's gone back and told Robin. Robin says, oh, don't worry about it, Brian, I'll knock him out, or I'll drop him at some stage in fight, and that'll make the difference. Well, Robin, he did drop him, didn't he? He dropped him in round 4, wasn't it? Or 5, dropped him. The judge took a point off Robin and said it was an illegal blow. Have you ever seen that fight? You must have watched it. Derry. You what, mate? Sorry, mate, go on.
Nah, I haven't watched that fight in years. I think I probably watched it when I was a kid.
Yeah. Well, that fight, right, let me tell you this, mate, is probably one of the worst fights you could ever watch in your life. You know, if you're a boxing fan.
Yeah.
The Robin Reed fight against Sven Otka. It's that bad a fight that it's just shocking, mate. It's just a shocking fight. And Duke McKenzie said it's the worst fight he's ever seen or been near. Do you know what I mean? And Robin Reed came on at the end and he said, at least Dick Turpin wore a mask. Now I agree with that, mate. I agree with that. But it's boxing, isn't it? Robin's moved on from it. When I talk to Robin about that now, because he's a lovely kid and he's that lovely a kid, we were all devastated that he was told his mum was going to die in Bulgaria. He never bothered anybody. He never mentioned it to anybody or if he didn't want to talk about it. And then his mum died. Obviously we did talk about it, but I'll tell you what a nice kid he is. He never complained about the people that fucked him in boxing, and we know, I'm not going to mention that on here, but we know, don't we? He was fucked in boxing. And when he was told his mum were dying, mate, what a nice kid. Everybody were like, we'll gutted Robin and all that, and he was like, oh, you know, he got over it, and he said, look, we're here to do a job. He's such a nice kid, he never bothered anybody about it, but everybody were, tell us how it goes on and all that. His mum died, right, recently, and he never told a soul, and I spoke to Jane Crouch about it, and she said, do you know what? He probably just didn't want people to be making a fuss of him. He's that type of guy. You know, like a Clinton Woods type of guy. They're not going to put it about that the mum's dying and that. They don't want sympathy. They just move on, don't they? Because it's the old boxer's mentality, innit? You know, single-minded, regimented, aren't they? Boxers are regimented, aren't they? It's like Carl Froch. He gets a lot of stick, doesn't he, for going out with... I'm not going to say who, but they went out and the bill came over and he said, oh, I'm not paying £10 each. I only had battered onion rings, £7.50. It is a true story, but that's the regimentedness of a boxer, innit? You see where I'm coming from? And it's just like that with Robin, isn't it? He's like that. Do you know what I mean? That's what he's like. Do you know what I mean? He didn't want to bother anybody that he's buried his mum and that. And I rung him up and I said, how's your mum doing? Is she alright? And he said, we buried her the other day, Russ. I said, well, why didn't you tell me? And he said, well, I didn't really want to bother anybody. Do you know what I mean? He wasn't fishing for sympathy and that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not everybody's like that, are they? And he's just like such a nice kid. But whenever I want to watch boxing for robberies, I always watch that fight with Sven Otke. And do you know what, Terry? It really, really bothers me, that fight. It bothers me, but how Robin Reed took that fight, Steve Bunt said to me once when we were at Dennis's dad's funeral, he said, you know what? That's the mark of him. That he switched off from it and moved on from it straight away. That's gone, let's move on. Whereas we'd be like, we got fucking robbed. We were robbed. I'd never be able to let that go, me. I wouldn't be able to let it go. Do you know what I mean? You see where I'm coming from? You wouldn't let that go if that one of your fighters, would you? Don Charles wouldn't let it go. He'd be going berserk, wouldn't
he? Yeah. Well, Don does it in a really gentlemanly way.
You what?
Although Don does it in a really gentlemanly way, that's how he does it.
Yeah, he's alright, Don, like I like him. He's done well for... he did well for Chisora, didn't he?
Mate, kept him on the straight and narrow.
Listen, mate, he did really good for Chisora. And Chisora, I worry about him now, you know, Terry. I worry about him. Yeah, I worry about him every day. I'm not just saying it because I don't fucking like Caldwell. We know why I don't like him. He's a fucking snide cunt. And he did something really bad to one of my mates. But other than that, I'm not saying he's not a good trainer, because he is a good trainer, but I think that he's took his eye off the game. And it's become the norm to him now to have a conveyor belt of fighters from Eddie Hearn, and I can see that conveyor belt being stopped shortly, and I see him disappearing into the fucking wilderness where he belongs, back under some fucking rock, because at the end of the day he's a snide cunt who can't be trusted, a wrong un. He is a wrong un, and people can fucking, if he's got a problem, if he hears this, call me. Simple as. Call me, I'll come see you. I'll come to your fucking gym. Because I don't like wrong uns. I like people who've got a few morals about them. I've got a problem with people who've got no morals now, but I fear for Derek. And who's to say that Derek hasn't already fucked him off? But I doubt that, because simple reason, David Hay is Chisora's manager. David Hay knows that he can get at least one more fight out of Chisora and rinse more money for himself for doing fuck all. So I can see Chisora being wheeled out again, but it's got to be the right fight. David A will try and manipulate Chisora into the right fight. That's what will happen. But it is what it is, isn't it? We're going to see, aren't we? We're going to see. But yeah, so peace out. How are you doing anyway? You out tonight, Terry?
Nah, mate. Still fasting, man. So I can't eat for another couple of hours.
Oh, is it Ramadan?
Yeah.
Good man. Yeah. So you can't eat while is it 9 o'clock?
I'll be like 8:55 tonight.
8:55, 5 minutes early. Yeah. When I were in prison, guys who were on Ramadan used to get flasks and all sorts, for 1 month a year. So I said to schools, I want to be on that Ramadan. He goes, Porky, fuck off. You were a vegan other week. I goes, what that? He goes, yeah. He goes, you only did it so we'd give you a tub of fucking Marmite. Three days later, you said you wanted to go back to other normal fucking menu. He said, but you won't get Marmite back. I said, well, you couldn't take it back and open the lid. Because I used to have my Marmite on my toast and that. So, but yeah, you'll have curry. You'll be having a curry tonight or some chicken. You'll eat well tonight, won't you?
Well, you know what, mate? You think that, right? But because you've got to take on so much fluid as well, you end up just drinking a load, trying to eat, and then you just bloat really quickly.
Because you can't drink in day, can you?
Not even water, mate.
No, not even water. You brush your teeth and that's it, don't you?
I don't even think you can do that, mate.
Never? Is it that fucking serious?
Well, okay, so look at it like this. None of our Muslim lads are sparring because you can't even get a cut.
Yeah.
If you get a cut or anything like that, you've broken your fast. So
yeah.
You can't.
Yeah. So none of the lads at your gym that are Muslim can train then, or they can train but not?
Yeah, they're all training. I don't know how they're doing it right now. They're all putting in full sessions, but what we've done is we've let them start late so they can finish at about 8:45 and just go straight into the food.
Yeah.
That's the incentive for them.
Oh, interesting, mate. Very interesting. It's a pretty serious thing, then, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know how Joshua's doing camp if if he's fasting for Ramadan, or maybe he's not fasting this year.
I wonder how he's doing out in Dubai, really, to be honest, because he seems to go out there straight away, and he's not VADA registered out there, is he? All year round testing.
You can buy anything over the counter in Dubai, apparently.
Listen, if Joshua failed a drug test, Terry, we wouldn't hear a thing about it. I can assure you of that, my friend.
Well, look, we're coming into the end of May. We still don't know if he has a therapeutic use exemption or not. No one's asked the question.
Well, Miller brought it up, didn't he? That he's got a TUE, is it? Therapeutic use. Yeah. He's got a TUE. Miller brought it up, and it's all been hushed, hasn't it? So you tell me.
Mate, look, so this is why we're shit sportsmen, Russ, right? Because we don't have asthma, we don't have a heart condition, we don't have ADHD, we don't have hypogonadism, so we can't take any of the medication you need to be a great athlete.
Yeah, I suppose, mate. Listen, Joshua, in my opinion, I'm not sure if he's had anything because he keeps passing all these tests, but he's put that much amount of muscle on since Olympics over a short period of time. I don't know anymore. I don't know where I am with it all, mate, to be honest.
So I think I'm slowly starting to crystallise that Joshua's one of these guys, like, he's a hyper responder. You meet people like this, and there's kind of people who you'll be in the gym for a year, right? And your mate will come with you for a month, and he'll just be stronger than you in that month.
Yeah.
So you know, those freaks, they just respond faster than anyone else. I think Josh has got bits of that in him. I also think, I'd also suspect there's been some form of chemical enhancement. I don't know what, but I suspect there's something there. But would it be anything greater than? Probably minimal. He just looks like a guy who would respond to anything. You could give him water with sugar in it, and he'd probably just get big anyway.
Yeah. He's got them genes on him, hasn't
he? Yeah, they call him the Porky gene.
Call him Porky somewhere. We can call him Porky. I don't know. You're a card, you, Terry. I mean, are you not out to? Oh, you can't go out tonight, can you?
No, can't drink either.
You can't even drink, so I hope you're going to sort yourself out when you come up to Sheffield, Terry, because you've got a lot of pals up here, haven't you?
Listen, it'll be all good by then, don't worry.
Hey, you'll be all sorted.
Yeah, back to the summer house for the summer.
You like it in there, don't you, Terry?
That's alright in there, man,
It's alright for Dennis in there, isn't it? £4.70 a bleeding pint. Hey?
Bargain.
Bargain, is that a bargain compared to you Southerners?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey? Alright, well listen, you take care, Terry. I'm going to get off. I'll leave you to fast for the next 115 minutes. Alright, mate. You take care. Thanks for coming on channel. You're a top man.
No worries, man.
Cheers, pal. Bye.
Bye.
Well, I enjoyed that with Terry Chappendama. I always enjoy a chat with Terry. He's very knowledgeable at boxing. He's one of the top amateur trainers in the country. Fitzroy Lodge, that's where David A grew up. That's his good friend. So he's a good trainer, Terry. I've actually seen him on punch bag at my cousin's house, Bry Pears's in Doncaster, and he'd be an handful, Terry, to have a fight with, a proper handful. So, alright. So peace out. So keep on trucking, keep supporting boxing, and it's the only way forward. Alright, peace.